to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Lots of people hired us. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
The hit true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Going to kick off a great week of shows featuring a very special
Someone's
prize.
gonna get offended.
Coming up.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day, and we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. We'll do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, we talk to sports. Or we don't talk to sports. We talk to Brandon Kravitz about sports. Hi, sports. I'm Jim.
Hi, sports.
How are you today, sports? Brandon will join us around 4:20. 5 o'clock hour, we'll do trivia. Have some cool stuff to give away as well. We'll tell you all about that a little bit later. We'll end it up with Ross Thoughts. Our buddy Ray Trenley from TK Law is dropping by to talk about the Supreme Court decision on social media cases you've been hearing about here recently. So we'll talk about that. Plus, we'll do last call and get you the hell out of here. Your talkbacks and texts all day long for sure. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
What does the early worm get?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com. And that's why that's where you can go kind of check us out and watch us sit and talk if you want to do that. JimColbertLive.com. Clip right through to our YouTube channel. Give us a like and a subscribe there if you don't mind. We love that. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Monday, right?
Yeah, it's Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of with you, though. I was telling you guys before the show, like last week, it was like Friday. My wife and I got off the show, went home, kind of sitting there having some dinner, and we were planning our day the next day as if we were going to work because we had totally forgotten that it was Friday. And then she reminded me earlier that week when it was Wednesday that I had to be reminded what day it was then as well.
I think there's medicine.
There's not medicine. It's got nothing to do with medicine.
Oh, believe
it's
me.
just an overwhelming amount of stuff happening right now where you're just going to lose track of time. I think it happens to most people.
Lose track of time?
Oh, yeah. Or your days get mixed up together when you're super busy.
Especially if you have a short week, like when we took Monday off for the Super Bowl, that entire week was screwed. Like that entire week was crazy. But it's all good now. All right, 407-916-1041. Everybody have a good weekend?
It was exquisite.
Yes.
Really good weekend for you. We're going to get into it as well because I know that Jack had an interesting experience. We kicked off our Terrace Talkbacks where the Orlando City Soccer Club started a terrace experience. And I guess it's kind of up in the air of how the tickets are being sold for this. Jack had kind of led me to believe that I guess the club had said that maybe you buy it as a season ticket.
Yeah.
And then you experience that terrace thing when you come to games as a season ticket holder.
They sell it for the season, and it includes all Orlando City matches and all Orlando Pride matches. So
sure, yeah.
Men and women's soccer, you get the terrace seat for the season, all-inclusive beer, wine, food, table service.
Yeah.
It was unbelievably cool experience.
I can imagine, yeah.
It was so great.
Being served rules.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're sitting there enjoying something you like watching and then having people bring you stuff to eat and drink would be freaking awesome.
Yeah. White Claw me.
You know what's a fun game is taking a shot for every shot.
Yeah.
Oh, God, easy.
Yeah, think about
easy.
that.
Right.
Get weird.
And then, of course, this was Ross's debut. You got a front row seat to Ross's debut as the in-game host, is what they call it, pregame and halftime duties.
Yep.
This is the first time you did it. You do it with your buddy Sabrina. That actually had to probably make it a lot easier. She's done this for a number of years, and you guys know each other quite well, being on the comedy circuit here in the Central Florida area.
So she's been doing this for I think she's been doing it for 7 years. It was super awesome. It was super cool to be playing any bit. I was on the field. I've got a microphone. I'm in front of the best supporter section in the world. I was just living my best life, to be honest with you. I was living my soccer fantasy life.
Were the supporters giving it to you? Because you were one of them at one point. I mean, really, this is a Cinderella story. You know, from out of the stand, shirtless and drunk, to on the field.
Yeah, kind of.
Drunk, but with a shirt this time.
I have not thought about it like in the sense of
yeah.
through a Rudy filter before.
Oh, this is a total Rudy filter. Are you kidding? You were one of these guys 2 years ago that was maniacal in the stands, yelling and screaming, shirtless, in the rain.
Yeah, it's the best.
And then now you're on the field directing the game, the information in the game before and during.
I'll say this. I still love this team so much that part of the deal of me doing this was that I still got to watch the second half with my wife, because that was like it's a layup of a date night. It always is so much fun.
She just shows up, you do your thing halftime, and then you're donezo.
And then I'm donezo, and then I'm back up in the stands with her, probably having a beer, enjoying the rest of the boys in purple.
With a perfect day of weather.
Oh,
I mean, you just can't look. I was in Mount Dora on Sunday. I was in Deb's Stomping Grounds on Sunday. And you can't. There is no way to dial up a better day of weather to do exactly that. And that place was mobbed. I mean, it was
a typical Sunday.
It was an absolute
That's
zoo.
what that is.
And they didn't have anything like really special. They had a little vendor market going down.
Yeah, it's the farmer's market every weekend.
Yeah, that goes down in that same park that we've done a number of our events. So it's about some pints is down there. And it was great. They had a knife sharpener guy down there. I turned to look at my wife. I was like, damn, if I'd have known that. Come down here with your bag of old kitchen knives and have a guy grind them to a perfect sharp. That's a really cool skill set, by the way.
Whoa.
Oh,
I need that. I bought a knife sharpener, but
it's scary, right? I get it.
Yeah.
Now, look, my wife got me a honing stone. I grew up kind of sharpening knives with my dad, but there's a special skill to it, and I'm not there yet. But to get your knives to that point where you can use just your sharpening steel to keep them nice, and that's that thing that you see chefs, that's not really a sharpener. It's called a straightening steel. Because as you use your knife, the edge of the steel is so thin that it'll actually get minuscule bends in the steel, and that's what makes it feel dull. It's really not dull. It's just that you're getting the blunted side of the edge of the knife.
Oh.
The straightening steel actually just kind of lines the edge back up, and the sharpener actually removes some of it. So those are the stages of it. But this old guy is out there. He's got a bicycle-powered, I think it was a bicycle-powered sharpening stone, if I remember right, like an old sewing machine thing.
Right.
Oh, he's just grinding away. It was great. A little line out there waiting to get their kitchen knives sharpened. That was great.
I just Sunday was, if you were to give me a piece of paper and a pen and draw out a perfect Sunday, that was it. I watched my team lift a trophy. I was in a hammock. I bought a book, cozied up on my outdoor couch.
My God, you sound like an old man.
Dude, I was living my best
I love
life.
it. You're an old-ass man.
I just needed a cob pipe and, some dark stories.
Now, anybody do anything that was Saturday, and that was all day. How did the pre-party go?
Oh, pre-party at Elixir was
yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Right
we
on.
had a group of people hanging out and always enjoying the
Good.
drink specials and food at Elixir. Then marched our way down to the Inter and Co Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Good crowd, right?
Good crowd. Yeah, it was almost a sellout for the home opener. I know the wall was sold. The supporter section was sold out. Got to, from the terrace, the new terrace seats, which are in the corner where they have, it's a table with chairs mounted around the table, and there's 2 tops and 4 tops, right? So we were at a 4 top because we had Angela and her husband. She won our
They were the winners.
Terrace Talkback contest.
We'll do that again soon.
Earlier that week, and it was her first match. It was her and her husband's first match.
That's
so
cool.
They had special buttons commemorating that.
All
But
right.
at the Terrace, you scan the QR code, you bring up your menu, and then you can order stuff, and it's all inclusive. You can also get premium stuff for a price, but most everything you're looking at on the menu, including beer and wine and White Claw, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It was soft drinks and chips.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking them claws.
Absolutely. So ate well, had a few White Claws, and enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah.
But ordered it on the app. They bring it to your table.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
If you want to investigate any more on that and tickets for the remainder of the season, it's OrlandoCitySC.com. Just
Got it.
click on tickets, OrlandoCitySC.com, and the terrace seats you can find in premium seating.
There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Did you go outside this weekend?
I did.
Good for you.
I went and got a reading in Casadega.
Oh, my.
Yes,
you?
I did.
Now, why would you do something like that?
My bestie got it for me as a belated birthday gift.
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
right.
had a chance to hang out with my best friends because I was in Charleston at the time.
That's
So-
right. I remember you told me that you were going out with her this
Yeah,
weekend.
and
I mean, she's
then-
been in the radio business in Orlando for a while as well.
Oh, no, she escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's run for the light.
So you guys went to Casadega and got a reading.
I got the reading, and then after Casadega, we went on a ghost tour into land.
Damn, that sounds awesome.
Oh, had met up with an old friend, Jen Armstrong. Who,
Oh, yeah.
another radio,
Yeah, she's great.
someone we've worked with for decades. The most fascinating part, though, was our tour guide.
Oh, yeah?
Her name is Kathy. She's 6'2", and she's the shortest member of her family.
Oh, wow.
Good blonde German woman.
Oh, yeah.
A real power
Was
forward.
like an assistant fire chief for the city of DeLand. But before that, she spent like 17 years with KSC.
Wow, really?
She talked to us about flying all over the world when the space shuttle program was still up and running, because she would have to go scout the sites where they would have to land if they lost an engine. So she would say, oh, yeah, well, if it's a 1-engine loss, we would land here in Morocco.
Right.
But if it's a 2-engine loss, then I'd have to fly here in Africa. And she said, and the most interesting and terrifying part was, she said those guys were fighting fires in street clothes and flip-flops.
Oh, yeah.
So not only did they not have the gear, but her big concern was, and something we probably never heard when the shuttles were flying, was apparently when they land in hot, humid environments, the space shuttle would sound like it was screaming. And even though, so these fire guys would know it doesn't have any engines, why is it making this kind of sound?
It's like it's going to blow.
She said that was a real concern. Are these guys going to actually help us fight a fire if we have to land a space shuttle out here?
Unbelievable.
She was the most fascinating part of the whole damn tour. As soon as she told us her
Wow.
history, the tour was over.
I was going to say, I think the best story in that entire thing is how you wind up from being that person to a ghost tour person in DeLand.
You know,
That's a
9
transition
times-
not many people would see coming.
No, but 9 times out of 10, most of your ghost tour operators have some of the most fascinating stories.
Damn, that was cool. What did
They
your reading say?
themselves.
Good news coming?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that
yeah.
or is that a HIPAA thing?
Oh, yeah. Is it a HIPAA thing? Can you tell us about
Yeah,
your
yeah.
reading?
You're allowed to
it was
reveal
good.
that?
There were no warnings, no
Really?
whatever. Yeah, it was
Any-
the first time I'd ever seen them. His name is Joy,
Okay.
and he has. I just
let me. His name is Joy.
His name is Joy,
That's going to piss Jim off.
and he's
Okay.
he is I believe of Indian descent. I
Okay.
want to say definitely from that area, either Pakistan
Got it,
or
okay.
India. Really, really nice guy. Really, really great vibe. And
What does a reading cost these days?
To be honest, I don't know because it was a gift.
Oh, really?
So I don't know.
I think
she
they're
paid
about-
for it after.
I think they're like that just to get in there and get a teaser. It's like $50.
Yeah, what
And then I think it's $1 a year.
What'd they do? Did they strike palms, look in your
no,
eyes?
actually,
Tarot?
it was interesting. No, because the medium I had gone to many, many years ago, she uses a lot of tools from tarot and different cards and such. He did not. He was more read your particular energy and then connect with spirit on the other side.
I had a really, really out there experience in Casadega with a reading. The woman named my grandmother, like named her straight up. My grandmother's name is Lucille. Was Lucille, God rest her soul. And nobody, I mean, there's no way to know. And then she straight up named it out of nowhere.
So how'd she do that?
Do not know, buddy. Do not know.
Do you think she connected with
I don't.
Lucille?
I ain't saying
You're
nothing.
not ruling it out?
All I know is for somebody to pull that out of the wind
ether?
and just say it out of nowhere. And the prompt was, you lost someone special years ago, and it affected you greatly. And I was like, oh, here we go with this trope.
Yeah.
This is coming. Oh, yeah, sure. Do the whole thing. You could literally and then and I was like, watch this. I'm nudging. This is my ex. I'm nudging her. I was like, this is not going to. And then boom, Lucille, does that make sense? I'm like, I'm leaving. Here's your money. I'm out. Please don't doubt the devil where I live. And I'm gone.
What year was this?
Oh, God, this was years and years ago, buddy. Years and years ago.
Deb, did Joy connect with anyone who has passed that was special to you that made that connection?
Yeah, actually, a very good friend of our family's. We kind of considered him the guardian angel of our family.
Interesting.
I know, exactly. And he passed very, very suddenly. And then he announced that my father was there with him.
Wow.
There would have been no opportunity for him to have met my father. My father died like almost 10, probably even more years ago.
Wow.
I'm still confused. Paint this picture because it sounds like he just did he look in your eyes? Like, was there a hand? Did he just?
No, it never touched me.
Never touched you,
No.
but just
I find a
stared
lot of
at you?
mediums don't like to touch other people because they don't want to get your funky energy
So
all
then,
over them.
but then what did this one do? Just
Closed his eyes.
Closed his
and-
eyes?
Yeah.
Went into a trance?
No, he was not a trance medium.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. By the way.
come on,
It
Jim.
is.
We know you were making a joke.
I wasn't making a joke. I
And
just
Deb was being serious.
I'm just
Thank you,
simply
Deb.
said you
I
go into a
sit in here-
trance. There's no contact.
Thank you, Deb, for approaching this matter seriously.
He's so embarrassing.
He's ours, though.
I know. We got to take him.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Except make us late for break.
All right. You know what I do? Hold on. I see some news in our future. Am I right?
You are. If you can pull out a story, then
Holy ass. Look at that. $70.
we're going to talk about police investigating after an American couple disappeared in Grenada. And the reason why is terrifying.
Down in Grenada.
More Florida children come down with measles, and the lunar lander tips sideways. We've all been there.
This is something I would do.
But still said to be, quote, alive and well.
This is something I would do. Jimmy, did you knock over the lunar lander?
I know.
I would bump into it, knock it over. Oops. Didn't see where I was going. Bad eyes.
We'll talk about that and more coming up next
You
during
got it.
Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Deb's News.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
Why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Road construction is causing bumper-to-bumper traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound near County Road 470. The right lane is blocked. Traffic is backed up to US 301. Construction is blocking 2 lanes on the Greenway northbound near University Main Toll Plaza. Travel with caution through there. And checking in on I-4, there's stop-and-go traffic before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Man, if you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they ever did, and they'll probably add that they should have done it way sooner. That's exactly how my father-in-law felt when he got his surgery at 58 years old. Should have gotten it way earlier, and the reason why is he found out he didn't have to live all those years with terrible eyesight, really affecting his quality of life. What are you waiting for? If you deal with those same things, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. That's right. And here's all you have to do. Simply text 1041 to 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all the experience you need. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, do not stress. You're good. They have 24-month interest-free financing for qualified buyers. Let me tell you something. This is all you have to do. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Joy, love, heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco-Free Florida's phone quit service, you'll receive one-on-one sessions with a coach who can help you on your quit journey. You may also qualify for free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco-Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What's going on, gang? I had a buddy who grew up in Casadega. His grandmother was a medium. She was also an insomniac, God rest her soul. I remember growing up, going over to his house, connecting 4 different Xboxes through all the AC vents on the floors and the ceiling in those older style houses. Then come 3 o'clock in the morning when we're all up still playing, here comes Grandma. Who wants to go to Denny's? Such good times.
I did not see the grandma thing coming. I thought it was like, she busted us and we snuck around because we ran the wires to the AC, you know. Like, oh, this is going to be a great story. And I was like, no, your grandma was just well, I can't say that.
A big fan of Grand Slams.
Just a big fan of
Yeah, exactly.
3 a.m. Grand Slams. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. By the way, that's a talk back. You could leave one of those if you'd like. Just download the iHeartRadio app. Once you get it, now it's free, by the way, and awesome. Once you get it, just go to Real Radio and use that microphone to send it on down the line. It's called a talkback. 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the show. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Couple of sad news to start things off with. An active duty United States Air Force service member has died after he set himself on fire outside of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. on Sunday. Video from the scene shows Aaron Bushnell saying he will, quote, no longer be complicit in genocide, end quote, and is resorting to, quote, an extreme act of protest, end quote, which he said is still nothing compared to what Palestinians have been enduring. Bushnell was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and later died. A missing American couple is believed to be dead after escaped inmates allegedly hijacked their yacht in Grenada. Kathy Brendel and Ralph Hendry from Virginia were last seen a week ago at a beach on the island nation. Now, police located their boat, and they've also captured the 3 escaped criminals that allegedly stole it. But unfortunately, authorities say they also found evidence that suggests the pair were killed, but their deaths have not been confirmed. Brendel and Hendry had planned to spend the winter on their yacht.
Wow, man. Plan your entire life to do that. God almighty.
You know?
Unbelievable.
It really is. All right, if you were affected by last week's massive AT&T outage, good news, they're going to provide customers a $5 credit.
$5 because
$5
because they estimated that's what it costs per day to use their services.
Well, in a statement on its website, the cellular provider said that customers will receive it within 2 billing cycles.
All right.
I wonder if you owed them $5 if you could tell them they're going to get it in 2 billing cycles.
I'm going to break this up into a couple payments for you guys. First payment's going to be $3.50 and then 75 cents until she's done.
I know for the person who was counting on that for navigation to a job interview,
an airline ticket,
or they were counting on that, for a 911 call that they couldn't make.
Right.
It's $5 is an insult.
Yeah.
To what they had to experience, but some people just slept through the problem.
And Code Black posted immediately that his wasn't working. The funny thing is my phone was never affected, but it affected my wife's and Code Black's. Never bothered mine.
So I think they boast 100 million subscribers. That's $500 million at $5 each.
Yeah.
Well, AT&T at least says it was a software update to blame.
I just find it funny that Jim's phone was untouched.
I know.
It's like the outage was like, this is pointless. Why would we affect his phone?
Then again, how do we know his phone wasn't affected
That's a
based
good
on
point.
how he uses
It's a
it?
good point, Jack.
Because I could receive text and phone calls, and the people I was trying to text and call could not for some reason.
We kind of think you can't tell.
Okay, there's a possibility that's the case.
The service disruption started early Thursday and was a major headache for many, with phone services limited, like Jack just mentioned. GPS maps failed. Some 911 calls couldn't go through. AT&T serves more than 100 million customers, according to the company's website.
And the funny thing is Verizon had an outage that was similar to this a few weeks beforehand. So one of the biggest conspiracy things is that this was a cyber attack, and AT&T wasn't telling anybody about it.
Well, that was the fear, because, I mean, China has come out and said that they're looking to attack our infrastructure.
And did they ever clarify what actually caused it?
Yeah, I just said it was a software update.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not the terrorist attack.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The battle over a Florida law that lets the state have a say in how big tech companies regulate content has made its way to the nation's highest court. The U.S. Supreme Court is hearing cases today that involve whether Florida and Texas can stop social media companies like Facebook and X from banning content on their sites. Early word is the Supreme Court is divided over this issue. In 2022, a federal appeals court struck down Florida's law as unconstitutional, while another appeals court upheld the Texas law. Lawyers representing the two states claim the sites are seeking to suppress conservative views. All right, at least 2 more children have measles after the state surgeon general ignored federal guidelines for containing an outbreak at an elementary school in South Florida. 6 children at one school contracted the disease about a week ago. Now 2 more children have the illness, including another, I believe, at the Manatee Bay Elementary in South Florida, and the latest is in Polk County. Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo said he was leaving it to parents to send their kids back to school, while the federal government recommends staying at home to stop the spread. Ladapo was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis in 2021 after his vocal opposition to COVID-19 vaccine mandates.
Yes, I think that might be one of the most strangest of the DeSantis moves, and
it is.
Seems purely politically motivated. But I mean, it seems like I've talked my physician, my doctors several who just are like that. You know, that's the Surgeon General, but do this. Don't. Sure. They're saying this, but this is what's best for you.
Now, let me ask you a question. I don't remember if it was chicken pox or the measles, but back in the day when this used to happen, parents used to get their kids together and have parties so they would contract it. Was that chicken pox or measles?
Chicken pox.
Chicken pox, gotcha.
Measles is far more serious. And if you weren't vaccinated as a child and you're an adult, I just learned myself that measles is far more difficult when you're an adult than when you get it as a child. So even though you may think of the usual rash, fever kind of thing, if you're an adult and get measles, it's said to be far worse than just a rash and a fever.
That's a weird party.
Yeah.
So what bring you? Why are
That's
you
true.
around here?
Like the moms will get them all together and get them chicken pox, because once you get them, you can't get them again.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
exactly.
it's an odd first date.
Yeah, it is.
Some Florida student athletes could soon get the chance to make money off their name, image, and likeness. The state's high school athletic association discussed its first NIL proposal during a board of directors meeting earlier today. The plan would allow student athletes here in the Sunshine State to join sponsor agreements, but would be banned from using their school's uniform or logo name. They would also be prohibited from signing NIL deals tied to nicotine products, cannabis, or gambling. At least 30 other states, like I mentioned, have already implemented similar practices. The board is scheduled to meet again in April.
Yeah, they can say where they play, but they can't wear their uniform or hat or anything like that, and they can't receive any money to endorse something like alcohol, weed, vaping, anything like that.
Yeah. So alcohol is on the list.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
All right. The power is back on at a Seminole County mall after a days-long outage. Florida Power and Light says it was forced to shut off the electricity at the Seminole Town Center in Sanford last Thursday because of an unpaid bill. Despite the setback, several businesses, including JCPenney's and Dillard's, remained open since the companies own their own buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They pay for their own electricity.
Right.
The lights were turned back on over the weekend, though, with normal operations resuming yesterday. Lots of restaurants and other folks having to throw away lots of food because, of course, the power had been off.
Oh my
days.
God almighty. Could you imagine? Like, this is what I picture when I saw this thing. the guy who runs the mall going up to the power company goes, "Hey, man, here's your check, but hold that till Tuesday." Just, if you don't mind, deposit that on Tuesday. I'm going to post-date this for you, dog. Just throw that in on Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday if you feel.
Well, if you're like me and you've got to fill up, Florida drivers are seeing slightly, and I do mean slightly, lower gas prices. The state average for a gallon of regular is $3.30. That's a penny cheaper than yesterday, but a cent more than a week ago. Now, recent increases are being blamed on rising oil prices as refineries conduct seasonal maintenance. AAA says prices could go up over the next month due to strong demand fueled by the presence of snowbirds and spring breakers here in Florida.
Fred,
I
paid $3.16 this weekend, which I thought to be
where?
Exactly, because when I was driving around, I kept seeing like $3.23, $3.24, but I paid $3.16.
Wow. Keep looking. Well, we know our texting service always lets us know at 77031 what kind of gas prices they're looking at. All right, a Florida college student, is blasting a court order preventing him from tracking and sharing Taylor Swift's private jet location on social media.
That's weird, man.
UCF student Jack Sweeney says Elon Musk also had a problem with his jet tracking. Sweeney's legal team is fighting back against Swift, arguing that the information is publicly available and that his social media posts are protected speech. She says, for his part, that he's creating a security issue for her. Right. Sweeney says he continues to track Swift's jet despite the legal threat.
God, just think of all those girls that'll never even say that guy's name. Never even say that guy's name.
So is it just
her
by the
jet?
way, it's just all the celebrities' jets?
It's a number of them, yeah. It's just the flight path because it's public information. I will tell you that I saw this guy. He kind of looks like a guy who'd do something like this. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw a picture of Jack Sweeney this weekend. I was like, that guy looks like a Jack Sweeney, and he looks like somebody who would do something like this just to be kind of that guy.
Contrarian.
Yeah, he just kind of looks like that guy. Somebody who didn't get a lot of attention, maybe.
Yeah.
It just feels like this is some way he can get attention. It just seems very kind of... Well, it's creepy, really. It's kind of a real creepy look.
UCF student.
Yeah.
If that's his intention, mission accomplished.
Yeah, score.
Well, meanwhile, Florida is getting another high-profile resident. Have you seen this?
I did see this story because they made it part of a TV show.
Well, actor Sylvester Stallone announced last week that he and his wife are moving here. They didn't say where in Florida, but they do have a daughter attending the University of Miami. The 77-year-old Sly and his 55-year-old wife, Jennifer, made the announcement on the Paramount Plus show, The Family Stallone.
Okay.
Sly says he didn't want to shake things up, but Jennifer really had her heart set on the move, so he gave in. Mm-hmm. The Stallones have already gotten a warm welcome. First Lady Casey DeSantis tweeted on Friday, quote, "Welcome to the free state of Florida," end quote.
Yeah.
All right, the week is off to a successful start for SpaceX. The company launched more Starlink satellites yesterday, Jimmy. Liftoff at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station took place at 5:06 p.m. Eastern Time. 24 Starlink satellites are going to stay in low Earth orbit to help spread high-speed internet around the world.
Hey, do they have a factory that just produces these things like loaves of bread? like conveyor belt? Lucy and all her friends standing on the other end of a machine while satellites are just being spit out like gumballs in a dentist office back in the 60s? God dang, man. It's like every other day they're launching another 10 or 15 or 20 of these GD satellites.
Well, that's not all.
Who's making these things? That's where the money is. Screw the space thing. Who's making the satellites?
Oh, no.
It's like 50,000 of those damn things.
Don't screw the space thing because they're doing other launches because NASA and SpaceX are making their final preparations ahead of their next crewed launch along Florida's East Coast later this week. 3 astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut. Part of the Crew 8 mission arrived at the Kennedy Space Center yesterday after having been in quarantine for several days. The team is expected to start their trip to the International Space Station on a Falcon 9 rocket just after midnight on Friday. It's cool to see their crew patch. You know how every crew gets their own patch? Since it's the Lunar New Year, the year of the dragon, they have a dragon.
Very cool.
And of course, they're going on a dragon.
Do you think that they have there's like an agreement if they're going to be in a confined area like that? These are things we're not going to talk about. And like, hey, look, we're not talking about global politics. We're not talking about our country against your country. We're not talking about the invasion of any countries. Let's keep this just on a human level, science and our studies only, please. No social commentary will be necessary.
There was some with the last batch of astronauts or cosmonauts right after Russia had invaded Ukraine. There was, because there was a little bit of tension between NASA and the cosmonauts holding up the Russian flag instead of the Ukrainian flag. This crew.
Do you think that we have contingency plans to?
That's my biggest concern.
Well, wasn't there a Black Mirror episode that kind of mimics this? Like
a movie?
Yeah.
This would be so awkward. You think Thanksgiving is bad? like in space, no one can hear you scream, but they can definitely hear you yell.
The crew will spend 6 months conducting about 200 experiments before returning back to Earth. All right, finally, our final space item for the day. The spacecraft that touched down on the moon last week is, quote, alive and well, end quote, after tipping over onto its side.
Whoops.
It too had a really good weekend.
Yeah, right.
Houston-based Intuitive Machines guided its Odysseus lander onto the moon, marking the first touchdown by a U.S.-built spacecraft since the Apollo 17 mission back in 1972. The company says all indications are that the lander is, quote, stable, and that the intended landing site near the moon's south pole.
It's just so funny. You can see all these engineers in a room for 2 years, 3 years designing this thing. You check that box, check this box, and they never considered, hey, what if it tips over?
Well, and here's
like everything else. What if it burns up? What if it gets hit by a satellite? What if there's a gamma blast? What if it hits and just tips over? What happens then? Well, I guess it just stays there tipped over.
Here's what happens then. Shares in the company nearly doubled on word of its successful landing, only to tumble around 30% and a late day sell-off on Friday after word came out of the slight mishap.
Uh-huh.
All right. Still a net game.
Yeah, that's the equal to going, yeah! As a presidential
right, exactly.
So all of its objectives, though, what does it do now? Is just all the readings are like...
Takes a lot of really good landscape shots.
yeah, like you just have to squint now at all the readings?
Did they have a rotate feature on the camera?
It would be funny if you showed NASA and everybody's trying to rotate their phone to see it, and then it's getting, damn!
Yeah.
Damn!
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I think somebody's trying to play a trick on me, and I'll tell you exactly what happened in this building just a little bit earlier, but they didn't get your boy. I'll tell you what they tried to do next.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
A chilly start to this Monday morning, but a beautiful afternoon ahead. Good morning. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Expect sunshine today. Our high, 77 degrees. That's actually about where we should be for this time of year if you look at what's considered normal for our region in the end of February. For tomorrow, we're going to warm up to nearly 80, and we'll be in the low 80s into the day Wednesday. There's no rain in the forecast except for this weekend with a 30% chance. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest.
Celebrating the best of the best. And the winner is?
Watch live Monday, March 11th on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and listen on iHeartRadio stations across America.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Social Impact Award. Discover the best selection of audiobooks anywhere, plus binge-worthy podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Try Audible for free when you sign up at audible.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more. and use our free policy value calculator today.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
If you keep your money in a bank account, listen up. The banking system is once again under extreme stress. And after last year's banking crisis, the dangers are clearer than ever. Car loans are defaulting. Credit card debt is ballooning. Commercial real estate is on the brink of collapse. These aren't just red flags. They are the sounds of a financial ticking time bomb. But there is a safe and easy way to protect your financial future. Gold. Gold is outside the government's reach and safe from economic policies that jeopardize your wealth. Gold allows you to lock in today's value in the face of tomorrow's uncertainty. Don't wait for the next headline, crash, or bank run to act. Contact Noble Gold Investments today. As a bonus, they'll give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin as a thank you for opening a qualified account. Just use the promo code GOLD. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, one firm for life.com.
The hit true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
When it comes to protecting your family and property, there's a name that has stood the test of time. Safe Touch Security. Save 50% right now on your security package by calling 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF2000194 LVA 4188.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, try to get Banachek, the psychic medium, on your show. He's actually a mentalist, and he will tell you everything about yourself, blow your mind, and then tell you that it's all BS.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031 if you'd like to leave a talk back. You can do that as well. Download the iHeartRadio app. It's free, and it's awesome, by the way. Tons of content, including music and podcasts, all there for you. Once you get that, just simply go to Real Radio. You'll see the little microphone. Use that to send it on down the line. You can even edit yourself to make sure it sounds perfect, like our friend right there. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is. Yep. And so is Ross.
My friend.
My friend there. All right. So earlier today, I'm wandering through the building because sometimes you just got to get up and move around.
Are you strutting?
I'm not strutting, buddy. Just more of a sachet.
Did you have a theme song running through your head as you strolled around the palace?
Or was it like a big tuba just going do-dum, do-dum, do-dum? Yeah.
No, I actually went over to talk to our PD for a few minutes, the station PD, but he was not there.
I'm the station PD.
I understand. The company
Program
PD.
director.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm rolling back down through this area called the Dunkin' Lounge, which we've partnered up with our friends over at Dunkin' Donuts. They have an area over there that they have labeled with a bunch of Dunkin' stuff. We do concerts and do meet and greets over there with the artists that are coming through town to promote their records. Because in our group, for people who do not know, there are a number of music broadcast stations that are part of this. Magic 107, JRR, which is the rock station, Roomba, the Spanish station, our friends over at Magic, like I said, Leslie and those guys.
There's like 13 stations.
Right. So I'm walking around that area, and as I rounded the corner, there was a $100 bill laying right there on the ground. A crisp hundo laying right there on the ground. And I was like, oh, damn. It's my kind of Monday. So I pick up the money, and as I pick it up, I'm like, there's some squirrely people in this building, and there are cameras everywhere. And where there aren't cameras, there could be a camera. And the first thing I thought was somebody is making like a gag reel or some kind of TikTok video or some kind of Instagram video, and they're trying to do this thing to see if you will take the $100 or if you'll turn the $100 in, right? Now, does that seem cynical?
Yeah.
It does, right?
No. It doesn't. But it's amazing. I better do the right thing because someone might be watching.
I would have never taken that $100, but it felt like a game. It felt like a scam, right?
It's a coin flip. If you find money, that it's set up for social media reasons.
And we're in the radio business, and it just so happens where this area is a gathering point for a number of the stations that come through there.
Yeah.
It would be very easy to record somebody doing that.
Yep.
So I picked the $100 up and I put it in my damn pocket. Then I walked around the corner to the person who we lean on in this building to take care of matters of this nature, Raquel. She was not there. So I went to the next most responsible person in this building, which would be
Cheryl.
Cheryl's the answer. And I walked in and I said, Cheryl, I know that you're not the person. Cheryl's the one we talk about that has the bowl of candy out there, but you still can't talk to her about it. Because Cheryl's like she's the UPS driver of our company.
Yeah.
There's no getting her in a conversation.
Nope.
And she will gladly remind you how busy she is and how much responsibility she has. She does a lot of finance stuff for the building, and she's our savant, our precog. We put her in a dark room and just give her a calculator and let her go. And I walked up and I said, hey, this happened. I want to hand this to you, and just could you make sure and put an email out or whatever, letting anybody know that somebody dropped a $100 bill right there in the in that area. No problem whatsoever. Give her the $100, and as I'm walking off, I hear this. It's not real. It's a fake bill.
It's got a Bible verse in it.
It's a fake bill built to do exactly what they were doing. It's like an advertising thing, whatever. It's built to do that. It's fake, and it says for prop purposes only or something like that. That's what led me to believe it. That's what confirmed, somebody's definitely doing a scam. Like, not a scam, but like doing a bit here.
Yeah, if it says for prop purposes only.
Well, I didn't know that because let me tell you, for one thing, I didn't have my glasses with me, and secondly, it looked exactly like a $100 bill. It had the stripe and the whole 9 yards. It felt like a $100 bill. And that's the thing with fake money is usually even when they make these prop dollars, you can feel it immediately. For the record, for people who don't know, you can't buy that paper. Like, you can't get the paper that bills are printed on.
Oh, no.
That's a special rag paper only created for the government. You can't even own it legally. Like, even blank, you can't own it.
Right.
I got to tell you, I don't think I would have.
You would have just left it there?
You
would have just left a $100 bill sitting on the floor there?
I just think I would have been able to tell.
Oh, you think you would have picked it up and be able to tell it was a fake?
Yeah.
I could probably go get the bill and see if you guys if you could figure it out.
Well, I mean, now the magic is out the window.
But what I'm saying is I want to see if you can tell if it's real. Like, if I just handed this, I mean, obviously you know it's fake, but, but if I handed this to you and then handed you a real $100 bill or a bill at all, would you be able to tell it immediately?
I feel comfortable, but just know that there's a lot of risk here for you.
How's that?
Because if it's like cartoonish.
It's not, buddy. I promise. It's not cartoonish.
I'm going to look at you a little differently.
It's not cartoonish, I promise. But somebody tried to get me. I got to figure out who it is, though. I think it's the Roomba guys. I think it's a very Roomba move.
It is a Roomba, but it's also a Taco Bob and Pat kind of thing.
That could, but they're not here.
See, maybe this is wrong of me. I think it depends on where I'm at. If I find cash here at work, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
That juice isn't worth the squeeze. But if I'm out in the wild, and I find some cash.
Well, but you find it on the sidewalk. Who are you supposed to turn it into?
That's what I'm saying.
That's right. You turn it into you.
Me, myself, and
I.
Yeah,
you. I mean, that's your $100 now, and somebody else is just out $100. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And
it feels great. I've only experienced it once.
You found $100?
I found $20.
I found $20 as well.
Found two tens, if I remember correctly, and I walked into the nearest bar and bought 2 drinks. That was 7 feet away.
I found $10 in an arcade as a kid.
Man.
And it felt like I found 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question that the time speed record for a human being was that moment, because that's the fastest I ever ran to the quarter machine to change out that $10 for quarters so I could blow it in Donkey Kong in about an hour, which I did.
Let's say you found this $100 bill in the stairwell between the 4th and 3rd floor on the way down.
This guy's the worst ever. This guy.
That landing.
This guy's the worst person.
In between the 4th and the 3rd floor.
That's
No,
a
I'm
good
just
question.
proving you're the worst. What do you do?
No cameras there, Jimmy.
Jack, I seek out building management.
Good.
And then I brag about the $100 I just found.
Wait, this sounds oddly personal. Did this actually happen, and then you take it away?
What are you talking about?
Did you find something on the 3rd to 4th?
No, not at all. No,
but if
he's
it's
just saying if
it's in the stairwell, there's no cameras there in that particular one, and also that it's someone who was either coming to or leaving our floor, so it is associated with iHeart.
If it was from somebody I know they can afford it, I'd take it. Like if it was from Bradshaw,
it comes out of your pocket.
If it was from Bradshaw, I'd probably just take it just because.
Are you kidding? That would make him cry.
I would give it back to him for Christmas. It would be funny. I'd put it in a card and say, "You dropped this in the hallway in January earlier this year."
But the thing is, I wouldn't be able to understand his handwriting.
I know exactly.
It's a paradox because once you find out where the money is from, then you know who to return it to.
Yeah, you're right.
The whole thing is that I think I would take it.
Even if you found it in the building, you would?
Not in the building.
Oh, yeah, the building's different.
But if I was down in the stairs, I think that's where my line is.
In the atrium?
Yeah.
Parking lot?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because here's the thing. I expect that of society if I lose my cash.
It's just because how else are they supposed to get it back to you?
Right,
Like if
they
I
don't
lost
know it's
$20
yours.
walking down the road, I mean, you just lost $20. It's just how it is.
Yeah, but $100 in a wallet with an ID.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
all.
different.
That's different.
Yeah. I take the ID too, buddy. I don't need that guy tracking me. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Checking up on I-4, authorities are clearing up an accident eastbound before Florida's Turnpike. The right lane is blocked. Around the perimeter of I-4, traffic is pretty mellow on State Road 429. Road construction is blocking 2 lanes on the Greenway northbound near Curry Ford Toll Plaza. Travel with caution. And there's bumper-to-bumper traffic due to road construction southbound on Florida's Turnpike near County Road 470. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Visit new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms, new adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com.
You call that a precision stop?
When a rookie stunt driver,
Just give me a shot.
meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all,
Come on, focus.
they'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class,
Watch this.
the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Level up your drive with 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $1748 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-MAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/4/24.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. Aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on.
Torres on his left foot shoots. He scores!
Orlando City is on the road next weekend as the Lions travel south to take on rival Inter Miami on Saturday, March 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. And the Lions return home on Saturday, March 9th at 7:30, taking on Minnesota United, presented by Dex Imaging. The match will be a celebration of our 10th season in Major League Soccer. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up. You're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers and Circle K. Get your buy 3 tickets, get 1 free savings coupon from participating Circle K locations. See savings coupon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
When I was a bartender, a guy came up and he was being a D-bag. And I was taking it, but then when he ordered a drink, he handed me a $100 bill. And when I turned around to put it in the register, it snapped and it was two stuck together. Thank you for the tip, buddy. See ya.
That's called karma.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. If you want to watch us do the show, you can do that through our streaming channel on YouTube. Just go to JimColbertLive.com and click right on through, and you can watch us sit and talk. It's absolutely thrilling.
Wow.
It's a hoot.
It's enthralling, Jack.
Yeah, it's a hoot.
Absolutely enthralling.
See what we're wearing today.
Yeah. You still riding your bike? You out there exercising?
I had a really good run through Saturday, and I did not get a chance to ride today.
You did not?
I even went yesterday. Yeah,
Nice.
I did like 5 straight days, and then today I just couldn't get to it.
Yeah, you get a good sweat going when you ride your bike? Do you get a good pace, or are you pretty much just kind of cruising?
It's a little more of a cruise at 11, 12. It's under 15 miles an hour. For that it's a little more leisurely. But
Just getting a breather?
Yeah, it's I had a little sweat on Sunday. Yeah, it was a little warm.
Yeah, it was nice. You exercise? You walk? You got? I mean,
Walking.
He's looking
walking,
at Deb,
right?
everybody.
Yeah, I know. Walking is
because
my
I know
thing.
Ross runs all the time. I mean, he's like, he runs and stuff. I got to tell you, I got to exercise more. I don't exercise enough.
I used to run track.
Yeah, I know. You used to bicycle competitively.
Cycling was that's the thing I love the most. But it's just,
bring it back.
Isn't that the great? Could you guys ever imagine Deb like cycling professionally, like helmet? The whole 9 yards,
I had the jersey,
shoes.
I had the pad and the shorts.
You just don't hit me as a person who would enjoy that for some reason. I don't know why.
What do you know about Deb, Jim?
We've been over this before.
Let me ask you, if you worked with her for 3 years and she never revealed that part of her personality and you knew her as you know her now, and then she said, oh, by the way, back in the day, I used to have snap-in pedals, competitively ride bikes.
Had a coach.
Across. Would you believe that? I mean, that would be a shocker, would it not?
It would be a surprise.
Yeah.
That's what I am, full of surprise.
Yeah, you are full of surprise.
But to your defense, Jim is on to something. When he says, I wouldn't paint you as that, you are someone who isn't that anymore.
No. When I rode once when I first moved to Florida, and it's different. Like what Jack does, I would get a nice knobby tired.
Oh yeah.
Mountain bike. My bike's tires were half an inch thick.
Oh,
they're racing tires, and then you're strapped into your pedals, so that's not conducive for heavy traffic. When I was cycling, I was out on country roads, out in the middle of Green Bay.
What's the farthest you ever went?
It was 20 miles.
Really? That's a good little hike, right? I mean, that's a good little ride. What's that, 10, 20, 15, 20 minutes or something? Longer, 30 minutes?
I'm sorry, what?
What are you doing?
Is it longer than that? I don't know.
Man, we got to get you back on a bike, dude. All your math is wrong.
Okay, so hold on.
If you could do it, let's just say 15 miles an hour.
Okay.
How long
do
you go in an hour?
All right, very good. That 15 miles an hour is pretty slow on a bike, though, is it not?
Now, my coach used to take me to this one route because at the bottom of this hill was this. Actually, it was at the bottom of the hill before you'd have to cycle up. Was a dog who loved to chase people on bikes.
Okay.
So that was part of his training.
Sorry.
If you can get past the dog, can you pedal faster than the dog can run?
You're the Cujo stretch.
Let me try a different one. If Deb is riding 20 miles in an hour, how long do you think it'll take her to ride 20 miles?
Give me about an hour, Jack.
There you go.
That's still a long time out there.
It is, and
and you're hauling ass. I mean, 20 miles an hour is a pretty good clip.
That is a very good clip. Because trying to get it at 25 is tough. I'm going downhill, pedaling. You start hitting 23, 24, 25. That's tough getting 25.
It's actually hard for you to keep up with the pedaling at that point, right? You have to shift to a gear that will allow you to even cycle through.
Yep.
And then what brought you to your end of your biking career?
Cycling on Kirkman Road.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other roads, though.
No, I know, but it was that experience that just made me go,
I stopped riding on 434.
See?
It's ridiculous.
But he kept going.
Right. I will take the longer way and do the paths and more side streets. It's a longer route. if I'm doing a store run. Like it's 9 miles for me to round trip to Aldi.
Yeah.
So I'll take a longer run and avoid the direct route because just for the safety factor of being on a main road.
For me to go to Publix, I'd have to cross 441.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Let me ask you guys now, can you, because the one thing good about Orlando, I mean, there are a number of great things about Orlando, but we do have a very good, Scott, no. We have a really good trail system in this city, do we not?
We do, but you don't even need that. Like walking around, like when that was always one of the things I loved about Savannah, New York, Charleston, was that you don't need to Uber. You just walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Save the money and see the town in a way you wouldn't see it if you were in a car.
We have the West Orange Trail, the K2A Trail, a bunch of trails out in Seminole County.
Cross Seminole Trail.
Paint
the Trail.
And those are all bike ready, right? You can ride bicycles.
Absolutely. It's non-motorized vehicles, but you're starting to see some people with e-bikes kind of take advantage of them as well.
Wow, why? Yeah, okay. So
I wonder the same thing, but
I get it, right?
I know, I don't get that.
Well, if biking is a form of transportation and not necessarily solely for exercise, then an e-bike is great because, like, for me to come to work, to ride it to work, that's, a little over 8 miles. I don't want to put 8 miles of effort in on a bike and then have to be at work for 6 hours.
Sure. And then have to put another 8-mile effort on the way home.
Yeah. So if it was an e-bike, then it makes it a little more doable in that situation. But if it's solely for exercise, I don't understand the e-bike part.
I don't either.
And then, Ross, you actually a couple years ago, didn't you and the wife get bicycles so you guys could ride as well?
Yeah.
And do you guys
that's usually like when it's this nice of weather out, we've got about a 50% chance on the weekend to ride it. We haven't rode our bikes though in, I think, 3 weekends.
Now, has she ridden since being pregnant?
Yes, she has.
Okay.
But it's gone as well as you thought.
To be honest with you, that's why I'm asking. To be honest with you,
I said we rode our bikes 3 weekends ago, and it was kind of like, let's come on. All right, are you feeling okay? Yeah, let's just go home. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool too. So we rode our bikes for about, I think, like 300 feet, and she was like, I don't know. I just want to go home and relax.
Really? Yeah. She's so tired right now.
But officially in the second trimester, what?
Whoa!
So there's that.
That's huge.
Big news.
Wow.
Is she showing yet?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if that was a gotcha question, but
no, not at all. I was just wondering because she's so tiny. I wouldn't think it would take long.
It's either that or she should have had the lunch calzone.
But yeah, I would say that she is showing.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's intense. It's crazy, but I do miss our bike rides.
How are the moods? Everything nice and level? Everything good?
So there was definitely some valleys. Definitely a handful of valleys, man. But there was also a lot of peaks. And right now, I feel like I think the worst is all behind us.
Now, did she have a good time at the game? Was that her first time going out to an event when she came out Saturday for your debut at Orlando City Soccer?
So she had a great night, but afterwards clocked out on the way home.
Oh, really? Dunzo.
Yeah, just eats and sleeps.
Yeah.
Just
like a puppy.
Just like what your baby's going to do when they first arrive. Eat, sleep, and poop.
Yeah. A lot of eats, a lot of sleeps, and I don't feel comfortable talking about that last thing.
I don't blame you.
No, not when it comes to her.
No, we haven't.
But it's every morning about 9 o'clock.
Okay, very good. Okay, so every, okay, so hold on now.
Careful.
Well, I just want to make sure that you're not, obviously you don't want to be disrespectful or anything like that. Have you guys, we talked about the name aspect.
Yeah.
Have you guys had any more conversations about names, and have you solidified a boy and a girl's name? And do you plan on finding out? I can't remember.
So we do plan on finding out the gender. The blood test just happened over the weekend.
Oh, so that's going to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, so when do you find out?
The blood test also tells you, everything.
Really?
Or about 90% of the stuff that you need to know.
Right.
So gender and all other details. And then when it comes to names, I would say the name conversation has accelerated.
Has accelerated.
Now,
do you are you guys doing a volley? Okay, so I'll hear you're Charlotte, and I'll raise you an Ethan or something like that. You guys,
Edith.
Do you guys go back and forth like that?
We have been. There's been a lot of those. I still want to have a lot of fun on the middle name because I don't even know if those really count.
And that's where you really have a lot of fun. That's where
yeah.
you can. That's where you mix in your satchels.
So like, one of the deals that we struck is that if it's a girl, she gets middle name without a doubt. But if it's a boy, I get middle name without a doubt.
I like that. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, and then first name, of course, we'll find something in the middle. But
So if she already took the blood test, I mean, that can't be that long of a wait. So do you find out this week?
I believe in like 10 or 12 days.
I didn't even know you could find out from just a blood test.
I didn't either.
dude.
I thought it had to be
idea.
a sonogram.
It's a whole new world, guys. It's insane over there.
Wow.
Also, I really I've been having a lot of fun hearing everybody's wives' tales of like, if she eats a lot of pasta, it's a girl. Or
is
like
she carrying low? Because that's when you.
That's the other thing.
If she carries low, it's a boy.
When Ross said it, I told him, I could tell if it's a boy or girl, but I have to see your wife. And he immediately thought I was, up to no good.
Yeah. Well, because you usually aren't.
You were, yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird muskrat of a sentence.
Jack's answer to the creepy wanting to touch your pregnant wife was whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't say I had to touch her.
It felt like you said that.
Just had to look at her.
It got even worse, Jack. Can I tell you,
that
I would rather you touch me than say that way.
I felt.
That was John Lovitz. That's the thing.
That felt like a misdemeanor.
So I can look at her.
Look at her.
That's your Jack Lovitz.
Now, do the names that you guys have chosen have any familial background?
There, when it comes to the middle name on one of the options, yes.
For the boy or the girl?
For both.
Okay, for both.
For both.
She's going back in her family line to look for something, and you are as well?
Then I might snag something up. Here comes Coit the second.
Oh,
dude.
no.
How about Grayson?
Grayson?
I got to tell you, for a girl, this is all I've been thinking about. Pepper.
Pepper
Paget. How good is that, dude?
Ew,
Pepper
no,
Paget.
not at all. What have you been smoking?
That is badass.
No,
Are you
it's just
kidding?
bad.
Pepper Paget would be a cool
That's what
ass
you
girl
call a
name.
dog.
No. Pepper Paget would be a cool name for a girl.
Then you name your next daughter Pepper.
And a black lab.
I am Snip, thank you.
Snip and Pepper.
Pepper. You're a big Pepper guy.
I'm not saying. I'm just trying to think. What is it? Alliteration there?
Yeah. I mean, that sounds very.
How about Posey?
What are we doing here?
Posey Paget?
Who's Posey?
Is anybody crazy here? These are cool ass names. I should be charging you for this.
Posey Paget sounds like someone who mugs people down at the boardwalk in like the 30s.
Posey Paget sounds like a very cool Southern aristocracy name. That's what it sounds like.
I do not.
You do not feel that, huh?
Posey Paget sounds like a 1920s boxer to me.
You don't think Posey is a cute name for a girl?
No.
Really?
No.
How about Parker?
Parker, I like.
Parker Paget?
Parker isn't bad. Parker isn't
No, not
bad.
Parker. Parker.
Yeah, Parker isn't bad.
All right, 407-916-1041.
I can't even say it,
Text
so.
us at 77031. Our buddy Brandon Kravitz up next with sports right after this.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Checking in on I-4, there's a bit of slowdowns eastbound approaching the St. Johns River Bridge due to construction. On Florida's Turnpike, bumper-to-bumper traffic. The right lane is blocked due to road construction near County Road 470. And there's an accident off to the side on I-4 eastbound near Florida's Turnpike. Travel with caution through there. If you see any traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam. as big as it gets. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Great Clips, Circle K, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Ah, winter, with its cold, dry air causing that not-so-nice winter nose feeling. Thankfully, you don't have to wait for warmer weather to clear sinus congestion and send winter nose packing. All you need is Navage Nasal Care. Navage helps soothe the inflamed nasal passages that are often part of colds and infections. It flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your sinuses to give you the soothing moisture you need. Navage also sucks out the other irritants trapped in your nose, viruses, dust, bacteria, and germs too. Winter might feel like it drags on forever, but Navage works quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. No decongestants required. Navage is a drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today and make winter a little more bearable. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando. The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Just found out, I totally forgot. Today is our good buddy Glenn Klausman's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Yes. All right. I love the GK, man. He's a good guy for sure. All right, welcome back. Like I said, I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And, of course, every single Monday around 4:20, this gentleman drops by from 96.9 The Game. He talks sports over there all the time from 6 until 9 3 until 6 every single day. Good and loud for our buddy Brandon Kravitz.
Oh, yeah. From GK to BK.
Yeah.
Broiler.
All right.
Talk to me.
What's up, big dog?
This segment sponsored by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind at pound 546 on your cell or when you need us.com. Feeling good, feeling the energy.
Yeah.
My kid was a little under the weather yesterday, so I did nothing.
Yeah.
He just laid on the couch and we watched Monsters Inc. I watched it
Love that movie.
3 times from beginning to end yesterday.
Oh, really?
I don't want to watch anything else.
That's his jam, huh?
Well, it just became.
Yeah.
I went from seeing it 0 times to now I think I could recite the movie.
And
Try a little Moana.
That's what happens too, man. They get in those like I had the SpongeBob thing at one point where they would only watch SpongeBob, and then at one point it was just like, oh, we don't watch that anymore. What are you doing? Like one day, the big change is one day.
I was prepping my show at like 2 p.m. yesterday just because I was so bored.
Oh, really?
On the couch. So it's a pleasure to be here talking with you all.
Well, let's go because obviously with football season over, we kind of get out there and get to the edge of sports. We know that the Magic are still in season, of course, right after the All-Star break, going back into it. They had a couple games this weekend. Orlando City Soccer kicked off their season here at home this weekend. So, and a bunch of other stuff to talk about as well. So let's start with the Magic. What's going on with the Magic?
Magic had 2 games over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, which should have been a friendly back-to-back with the 2 teams they played against, the Detroit Pistons on Saturday and then the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young on Sunday. Yesterday's game was a complete disaster. I'll start with Saturday. They played the Detroit Pistons, one of the worst teams in the NBA. It was a close game throughout. The Pistons are a scrappy bunch. But Paolo knocked down a game winner with 0.8 seconds left on the clock, just complete nails. And he was sick, too. He's been under the weather since he came back from the All-Star break. I think a couple of the All-Stars got each other sick. Either that or they had such a good time that it took them a week to recover
could be
from that. But the All-Star game was in Indiana, so I don't know how crazy things got up there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so he hits a game winner, and then he gets the night off, his first game that he has missed this season. So you love hearing that, a Magic star that never misses time.
Right.
So this guy deserved the day off. He's played every game for the Magic, and then he was under the weather, back-to-back. You just sit him down. Then early on in the game, Jonathan Isaac goes down in the heap right under the basket, and it looks just like all of the other injuries that he has had that's kept him out for a year to 2 years on end.
Are his bones made of pasta?
I don't know. But here's the good news.
Okay.
Here's the good news. Is that he is fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Jamal Mosley said after the game that he was okay, and then the MRIs today came back negative. No structural damage to his leg. So the Magic play again tomorrow night at home against the Brooklyn Nets, and he's questionable for the game. My guess is he doesn't play. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's an injury-prone guy. This is not breaking news, but
breaking. I get it.
Well done.
Funny.
This team is totally different when he's out there on the floor, though. And I'm kind of the belief that they might want to consider just saying, you know what, we're going to make the playoffs. We need this guy to be healthy and active. They might want to think about shutting him down or severely limiting his minutes.
Really?
From this point moving forward.
Unbelievable.
If you want a chance to actually make some noise, and this team does have, even if it's an outside chance because they're so young and inexperienced come playoff time, I think they have the ability to make a little bit of noise with the right matchup, but Jonathan Isaac to me is that important. He is one of the best. He's one of the best defensive players in the league, and I would go as far as to say, and this is an unbiased perspective, that he is the best bench player on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, really? In the
best
league?
Bench defender in the NBA.
Damn, really?
Minute per minute. And I say that because he doesn't play
a
ton.
Right.
But when he's out there, he's a complete difference maker. Not a lot of teams have a guy that's as skilled as he is on defense coming off of their bench. Usually
Right.
guys like that are in the starting lineup,
Right.
but Jonathan Isaac really can't be because he doesn't play starter minutes.
Yeah, it's weird. I want to get beyond this, but it is kind of interesting because Grant Hill dealt with this as well, that they were perpetually injured. When you've met him and stuff, is he like a soft guy? Is he a guy that you would think that would just like, oh, I'm hurt a little bit, so I don't want to hurt myself anymore? Is he that?
You just blow him up?
Yeah.
No, you see that right there?
Shots fired.
No, that's Grant Hill's ankle.
Making a return to the show.
Yeah. But I mean,
no, I think he seems like he's a strong, stout individual. His legs are a little bit thin. That's the only thing that. And look at his injury history. None of it's shoulder problems. The guy waist up is stacked.
Right.
It's his legs. It's just
Chicken legs.
He's got a little bit of that.
How do we do against the Hawks? No good?
Terrible.
Yeah. Not good, huh?
Scored 92 points. Team just completely fell off a cliff on offense in the second half. The Magic have not been good this year on the second night of a back-to-back.
Who has?
A lot of teams are really bad in that scenario. You would think that younger teams would handle that better, but the stats don't bear that out.
Really?
Veteran teams tend to handle the back-to-backs better.
Unreal. All right, 407-916-1041. All right, let's talk about Orlando City Soccer. This weekend was the opener here at home. Ross was the in-game. He did the pre-show and halftime, and then moseyed up to the stands to watch the rest of the game. Nothing but great reviews from his debut performance. They did play to a draw, though, and I think that was kind of considered not like an upset for Orlando City. They were expected to win this, were they not, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montreal has a new coach that they're breaking in, and Orlando City's got a ton of talent. I watched some of the game. I caught all the highlights after the fact. This team had numerous chances. Was the story of the game, but Orlando City should have blown them out.
Kind of agree with everything. There was about, I think, a half a foot offsides that went in that was a goal that got called off. That's when the whole stadium thought that was going down. There was also another time where I'm pretty sure that they called a penalty. They were about to get a penalty kick, and then it was still called offsides. It's a game of inches, and unfortunately, those inches did not go City's way. I know I always look for a silver lining. As a home opener, you want 3 points right there. It's not the greatest result, but friendly reminder, not the worst.
Yeah.
That's a clean sheet. That's kind of following what Orlando City's been for the last couple of years of we are going to win more times than not, but we're not going to lose hardly at all because our defense showed out that game.
Yeah, and it's been weird because City had a reputation for a while where they could win on the road but not win at home. I think they kind of switched that around a little bit last year, and
Very much so.
And, hopefully this continues the trend of them, kind of playing a little bit better at home. And I know a draw against the team that you expect to win is not a win,
And it was a draw. It was a draw that felt like a loss as well.
But it's also
because it draws that you feel like you should have won feel like losses. It's when you pull a draw out of your ass that you feel like you actually won something.
But you're not walking away with 0 points, and that's got to be a plus. I mean, you could have gone. It could have gone the other way, but I mean, in this beginning of the season, you're still kind of get your feet under you. Get the chemistry of the team going as things change all the time. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Obviously,
No,
this team is going to get it together and have more shots on goal and maybe make more of those. That's always been the kind of thing with the City. They've been a little bit more timid when it comes to firing on goal a little bit. I don't know.
And I didn't really get that impression. I was actually, when I saw the final score, I figured out when you watch the game back that it was going to tell that story. I think it was just, I hate using this word, but they were kind of unlucky. Just the ball just not curving quite the way they needed it to. I thought the team played really well, but yeah, it's just not the
second half they did.
The final score is not one that is going to take someone who's on the fence about going to a game and going, I got to go check this out.
Yeah.
It's just hard to sell that.
Right, yeah, 0-0.
And I'm not going to harp on this. There's no need in 2024 to be the ugly American soccer fan, but I don't know how you sell 0-0 to a fan base.
Well, the thing is, I would agree with that same thing until I went to a game and saw that a 0-0 game still was quite entertaining because as long as there's shots on goal, as long as they're attempting to score, 0-0 still works out and it still can be fun. It's just when 0-0s turn into, they can't pass the ball crisply. They can't get any shots on goal, and it's just constant turnovers. Or that's when it becomes a little monotonous.
So it was a 0-0, but I promise you, everyone got their tickets admission worth whenever Pedro Gallese saved that shot, I think in the 88th minute, when
awesome.
Everyone dry heaved because we were dominating this team, dominating. All of a sudden, counterattack, and our goalie pulls out a world-class save. Those are the kind of things that you can still watch in a scoreless match. I agree. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Goals are awesome. They are the best. That's why you go, but it's not like there isn't anything to entertain you.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was as entertaining as 0-0 could be.
All right, 407-916-1041, talking to Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game, going over some sports. And I know that there's a bit of a controversy out there because this weekend, and this is something that's been happening in college sports forever, whether it be storming the field to tear down the goalposts during a big win, or storming the basketball court to possibly tear down the stanchions or cut the net down after gigantic wins. It happened this weekend, but it didn't turn out the way that everybody usually thinks it does, where the fans pile out and everybody's celebrating a big win. Something actually happened, and now it's become a thing where fans storming the court maybe isn't so cool.
Yeah, it's something that has been the biggest talking point on any sports talk show in the country today, and for good reason. I think we all can get behind the idea of celebrating in a victory, especially when you're talking about college kids, but Kyle Filipowski, the Duke star center, got hurt in the process. He is nervously trying to make his way off the court. If you watch the video, there are hundreds of fans running full speed in his direction. I think he may have sort of shoulder slugged one of the fans, it might have even been the same guy that fell into his leg, sprained his ankle, and had to be helped off the floor. And this kind of stuff just simply can't happen.
Man.
I think court storming is a really cool look. I was at UCF's arena when they beat Kansas this season, and to see all of the fans flood the court, it was amazing.
Complete bedlam.
And it's something that you don't get that in the NBA. Magic fans aren't storming the
right,
court. They would get shot on scene if that happened.
Right. And nothing in the world is like 400 kids on academic probation running at you full speed. There's nothing better than that.
I am not, I'm a proponent of it, but you got to do it safely. I'm not here to be the fun police, but
hey, you guys celebrate in this area right here, please. No, you're outside the area of celebration, sir.
I'm sort of talking like, no, I'm like the
Gestapo over
I'm
there.
like the mom that's like, you can have your party here, but I'm just going to be in the kitchen if you need anything. Like,
Right.
no, could you get out of the house?
Not listening at all. Nothing's happening.
I need 2 more times. Is that bad?
Wait, what?
I need 2 more times. I need 2 more times for me to cancel storming the court.
Why 2? How did you land on that number?
Because 1 isn't enough.
Oh, you're saying one person injured isn't enough to stop the tradition?
It's too glorious
It's
of
too
an
good?
experience. It's too much Americana sports history for me.
Yeah, but
I need some more stoves to get touched before I throw it away.
Like, I would kind of agree with that. You want something, but what do you do there? Because you're right. Nobody should lose their damn career.
And this is the point that I was going to get to, because I don't think what happened is right. Something should be done. Something should have already been done. The Florida Gators, by the way, good example. They don't let this happen. You cannot storm the court or the field at that program. There are programs that have already taken action on this. UCF, I thought what UCF did, I was in the arena that night, was perfect. They had fans gather in certain portions of the arena. Security was there waiting. You let the opposing team, this is the key, let the opposing team get off the court, and then
injure your team.
Let your fans, but like
then injure your players.
You're far, and it still could happen. So this is not a perfect science. But if we're gonna fix this, step 1 is you got to get the opposing team off the court.
Right.
Who are you more likely to run over with reckless abandon? Someone who's on your team or the opposing team?
I got a team in your conference you have to play in 3 weeks. That's who you're running over.
And then the other part of this is this wasn't Little Sisters of the Poor. This was Wake Forest.
Right.
This is one of the most elite college basketball programs in the country. At home, in playing a conference opponent they play every year, they beat a year ago. And would you like to guess who was favored in this game? It wasn't Duke. It was Wake Forest. So my question to Wake Forest fans is, why were you storming the court in the first
Yeah,
place?
act like you've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have been.
Yeah.
So, but it all gets us ready for the excitement of March Madness. And you can check out Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. It's their Dose Million, TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Go there, fill out your bracket when they pop up on March 21st. You can enter for your chance to win $2 million in prizes. That is TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Also, our official sponsor of our Arnold Palmer Invitational coverage, Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views.
Yeah, very nice. And you're going to be out there at the API? You broadcasting out there again?
Definitely.
What a gig, dude. You don't even play, and you get to go out there and just chill with all those guys?
And they put us
Can I be a
up-
guest host? Oh, I can't do it. I'm working.
Why don't you take the day off and come?
God, I should.
I have a co-branding idea.
Oh, my God.
Because you're the golf guy.
Yeah, I am
so
the
I could
golf
lean
guy.
on you heavy that day. I'm
Yeah.
out there Thursday and Friday this
God
year.
almighty,
We're on the
dude.
White Claw fan deck,
Oh, my
overlooking,
God.
I think
No.
it's the 15th hole.
Ain't no laws when you're on the claws.
You take and they give us endless amounts of White Claw while we're on the air.
Yeah.
I don't drink until 5 p.m.
Okay,
to
that's
try
fine.
and keep things kosher.
That's good.
All right.
Boring.
But
Nerd.
It's like a 0-0 soccer game.
I will go off the rails. But Jim, I'd love to have you. Why don't you take the day off from this show and
Deb,
come join me?
how's that sound, Deb?
I don't agree with
She
that.
doesn't seem to be a fan.
No.
Or you guys could do your show right next to us.
I would do it there in 5 seconds. If they ever would dare to ask me to broadcast live from the API, we'd leave right now and go out there. I would
we?
go out there and set up and wait.
Would we?
No, I would.
I'm down.
Oh, man,
I tried real hard, but they're all booked up with radio shows.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we
we'll
are
have to-
taking up a lot of space.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my
6-foot table only for me.
Okay, buddy, I got this.
All right.
God, so
Anything
lucky.
else you want to talk about?
Do you get player interviews and everything?
The player interviews sort of dried up when they placed me in the prime location that I'm in. When I used to be closer to the
It was that one time when you asked them which way they voted. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Let me give you a help. 95% of the PGA Tour votes for Trump. Let me help you out there, buddy.
I used to be closer to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Which was a good spot as far as getting players to stop, which was still tough.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to talk to you.
But now they put you at that McDonald's over on I Drive.
You can act all as I just see through your jealousy right now.
Oh, trust me, buddy. This is the least transparent I've ever been in my life about being a jealous AF for our jobs. I would be out there in 5 seconds. Can I tell you? I wouldn't even think twice about it.
This would be like you doing a show live from WrestleMania
God
for
almighty,
me.
dude. You have no idea. I would just be geeking the entire time. I'd be like, oh my God, he took that way back.
I was doing last year. John Rahm was involved. He won't be this year because he defected.
Yeah.
But I was doing play-by-play on John Rahm's putt, and I was like, "This is surreal."
The guy, yeah.
I don't even know if that's legal, by the way. But I was doing it anyway.
It doesn't matter.
I like how Jim is jealous. You express jealousy differently than most. Most people are like, "Oh, what is that over there? Is that cool? Oh, I'm interested." You just lash out. I enjoy that.
Oh, yeah. No, I want you to fail so that I can take it now.
Yeah.
That's how bad I want it. Is that fine? I mean, we can be friends still. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm good. As long as you're honest with me, we can get through anything.
Now, how long are you broadcasting live out there, by the way?
Thursday and Friday, the first 2 days of the tournament.
So good, buddy. It's so much fun. It is one of the premier. I got to tell you, man,
you have to make it out to Bay Hill.
And the other thing is this. I know a lot of people like get into the contact sports. It's a big thing. Baseball when it comes through, it's a big thing. Jack likes to go over. If you've never been to a PGA Tour event, it is a really unique experience. It's nothing like any other professional sporting event you've ever been to because you're out wandering around the grounds. It's not like you're in the stands. I mean, you get the best seat because you can run and get the best seat. It's not like defined by your ticket at all. I mean, if you have a ticket to the event and you're willing to kind of negotiate some space, you can see the best players on planet Earth from 4 or 5 feet away hitting shots. It's the best.
To me, nothing in terms of excitement, nothing matches being at a big Magic game. But outside of that, the Arnold Palmer Invitational is by far my favorite sporting event that comes to this town.
One of the loudest roars I've ever heard in my life is I happened to be there the year that Robert Gomez dunked it on number 18 to beat Greg Norman, right? And there's a plaque in the fairway on number 18 where he hit that 7-iron from. I remember going, Norman's got this. No way that Gomez can can beat him because it's one of the toughest shots in golf. That entire hole is a nightmare. I think it ranks perpetually on the PGA Tour hardest holes, top 10 hardest holes they play in a year, number 18 at Bay Hill. And I remember going to my car, and just as I was about to pop the door, I heard that gigantic roar, and I had to go back and watch it on effing TV to see a shot that I was right there that I could have seen live. Unreal. Thanks, buddy. Good seeing you.
Always a pleasure. Listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning from 7:30 a.m. is when it starts right here on 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1. Extended versions are available for Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform.
Good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
API, baby.
Good seeing you, big dog. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did
it.
He did it without.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Good morning. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner on this Monday morning. A cool start, but a beautiful afternoon under almost full sunshine today, with the exception of a few high clouds. We'll have a high of 77 degrees. That's about normal for this time of year. Finally, we're back to our normal pattern. 79 tomorrow, 82 on Wednesday, so warming up to above normal levels, remaining dry, but there will be a chance for a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm this weekend. No cold air in sight at this time. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Upsingers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsies.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said, you're all set.
Nina fixed the Jackson accident. Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at EasyCater.com and know.
We got your back.
Joy, love, heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at FLJobsNow.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey y'all, it's Lonnie from Texas, but I used to live in North Carolina, and the whole Tobacco Road basketball rivalry is crazy between NC State, Wake Forest, Duke, and Carolina. So I'm sure when Wake Forest, who is a smaller school and has been more of an underdog over the years, beat Duke, it was just, they went crazy. So the rivalry in North Carolina is amazing. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Good
Bye.
talking to you. Good hearing from you. What a sweet voice.
I know. She sounds like a pixie.
Right, a little country mouse.
I know.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross as well.
So true.
So true. I do want to get into something at the top of the hour, but just real quick, did you guys see Shane Gillis hosting SNL by any of the segments or anything like that this weekend?
I did.
Yeah. It was kind of ironic because he's the only guy I remember who was hired by this show a few years back. They found out some stuff he had tweeted out was a little racially insensitive and a few other things. I think he had
it was podcast clips.
Yeah, was it? Oh, yeah, that's right. And
there's another comedian that jumps to mind of someone who got fired by SNL and then later on hosted. That would be Norm Macdonald.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He got fired from there. You're right. He did.
And he has,
and he was but you got to remember his deal was even weirder because he'd been a stalwart and a cast member for years, whereas Shane Gillis never appeared on the show. They hired him.
And fired before one episode.
Before one episode. Before he even got a table read, I believe. Before he did anything, they let him go because of the ensuing drama that his stand-up was going to provide for them. And, of course, fast forward now, they bring him back because of all the blowback, and now he's one of the most popular comedians in America.
It did make me appreciate Norm Macdonald's even more because I don't know about anybody else, but I was really looking forward towards the monologue and going, how much is he going to talk about it? What are the jokes going to be about that? And it really wasn't, that didn't exist. I thought the opening monologue was great, but I was really looking forward to going like, man, there's this massive elephant in the room that's just ripe
He did touch on it, but he didn't get into the entire thing.
So
the way that Norm made his entire career off that, after the fact, even.
Well, how about this?
I mean, he was ragging on what's his face forever before it happened. Olmeyer.
Norm's monologue when he got back and was asked to host is looked at as like the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
He has one of the best monologues after he got fired, and then he got asked to get host, and his opening monologue. And I know I'm going to butcher it, but he talks about how he goes, man, when they asked me to host, I thought I must have gotten so much funnier. That is so good.
I remember that.
And then it hit me. I didn't get funnier. This show sucks.
Exactly.
And he kind of ragged on SNL and kind of, stood on business.
Yeah. It's so funny because I remember I think it was Dana Carvey, or because he has a podcast with David Spade called Fly on the Wall. That is the most annoying thing to listen to you ever listen to in your entire life.
Yet you continue to talk about it and listen to it.
I haven't listened to it in forever, but man, when I tried to, it was so bad. But I remember Carvey, in context of talking about Norm. This was after Norm passed. They had a show about it, and they were remembering Norm thing. And then they invited people on who knew Norm through SNL and, told stories about Norm, because Norm's kind of like a Bill Murray guy. There's always some story that you have about Norm, right? One of the famous ones is David Spade said, well, he called me to meet him up for a drink. I go to the bar and drink there for 6 hours. And as I'm about to leave, Norm walks in. And when he goes, Norm, I've been sitting here for 6 hours waiting on you. He goes, yeah, what are you, being a little baby? And let's go drink. And it acted like nothing ever happened after showing up 6 hours late. But the thing that this person said, I think it was Dana Carvey, said that Norm was the last dangerous member of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
The one before that would have been Jim Belushi. Those were the most dangerous members. He was the last dangerous member of the show, and truly the most dangerous person. And maybe even Chappelle said that.
Was it Norm who had the gambling problem? Yeah.
Norm had the gambling issue, yeah.
My roommate.
Big-time gambling issue.
My former roommate gambled with Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
And he walked away with plenty of stories. But going back to Shane Gillis, thought it was a solid episode.
Not too bad. Wasn't the worst ever.
The hype for it was through the roof.
Yeah, because they have a person that does Trump, and then he does a very good Trump. So they actually did that, where both of them were Trump in a sketch, and the sketch was brilliant, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea, well, I'll just tell you the reality, and you just have to believe it. The whole idea of like, hey, it was stolen, it wasn't.
It was about Trump's shoes and essentially mapping the same story, plot, and premise of the movie like Mike.
Yeah.
With Lil Bow Wow from back in the day, when he puts on a pair of shoes and he gets all of the basketball skills. He puts on Trump's shoes and he gets all of Trump's skills.
It was really clever. Yeah, it was really clever. It was very good. So if you didn't check it out, that's Shane Gillis on SNL this weekend. It's kind of a controversial thing because he came back to I don't know if he proved himself. I don't know if he proved that they made a mistake. But I didn't think it was a terrible show.
It would really be interesting because getting fired turned out to be the best thing for his career.
It really did.
For his stand-up career. Where would he have been had he not been fired? He just would have been another cast member, go on, and the rest of his career would have been on hold until he was ready to.
He talked about that on Theo Vaughn's podcast and on Joe Rogan's podcast about how that kind of not serendipity, but that whole idea of him not getting there was one of the blessing in disguise, I guess, because he turned out to be a much bigger player now than he would have been probably on SNL. All right, 407-916-1041. When we get back, I'm going to ask Deb something. I'm going to ask you guys something because I don't think there is a comparable experience to what this is, and somebody in this room may be experiencing this before you know it. I'll tell you what that is next.
Uh-oh.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Doing a quick checkup on some of the major roadways. Florida's Turnpike southbound between the Greenway and Osceola Parkway, there's congestion. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429 southbound between Longwood Markham Road and Old County Road 46A. Bumper-to-bumper traffic eastbound on I-4 before US 27 and approaching State Road 429. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Going stir crazy with your pet? Invisible Fence brand works in any weather so you can stay warm while your dog gets their energy out in the yard. Their local pet experts work with you to create a customized solution tailored to fit your pet. Learn more about how pets like yours gain independence.
Men will experience domestic and sexual violence, but you can help raise awareness and funds to support survivors and stop abuse before it starts. Sign up today for the annual No More Week 5K. It's simple to do. Run, walk, bike, swim, take your dog for a stroll. Any step or movement counts anytime between March 3rd and 9th. And no matter where you live, you'll be part of a global team making a difference together. Go to nomore.org/5K now to sign up.
Let me tell you something, man. You never know what the weather's going to be like in this state. Like it was 45 degrees this morning, and on Wednesday, it's going to be 82 degrees. And that is one of the many reasons you have to have a really reputable AC company to take care of you in this state, because you never know. 60 one day, 90 the next. That's why I have Mills Air. That's why Deb's mom has Mills Air. That's why Ross and his wife have Mills Air. And hundreds of other Central Floridians have leaned on Leon Mills and his team at Mills Air to make sure their AC never quits, and let them use that 30 plus years of experience, again, to make sure your AC never lets you down. That preventive maintenance plan is an absolute must. Their techs are awesome people. They know these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They know, and they can fix it. If you see that van coming down your driveway, know this: your AC is smiling inside. Plus, their Carrier factory authorized dealers, that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Pepper Paget sounds like she's got a problem with scratchers and really likes herself a cool blue.
Jim. I think maybe you should just leave the baby naming up to Ross and Olivia, because the last thing that they want is the kids in middle school calling their little girl Pee-Pee.
Ooh, good point, Jim. How could you not have thought of that?
Yeah, think about what you would have done to a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Shame on you.
Some of them, I'm not a malignant a-hole 12-year-old.
But you were.
I was. You're right. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. That's a talk back. If you would like to leave one of those, you can do it. It's easy and free, by the way. Just download the iHeartRadio app, which is freaking awesome. Tons of content for you to enjoy there while you're there. Just slide over to the Real Radio page. Use that little microphone to send it on down the line. It's easy. It's that easy. Everybody can do it. All right, 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
It's true.
All right, so would we agree that there are certain things that as a child that you would do with your parents, and it was like that's what you would do, right? Like if dads have a certain role with sons, moms have a certain role with their daughters, and then there are some things that cross-pollinate there. You know, certain things that dads do and, you know, mentor their daughters, and then, of course, vice versa with mom to their sons. Now, just out of curiosity, what would be something that a father could mentor or kind of help a kid with? Like a boy. Like
throwing a ball.
Throwing a ball, right?
Women.
How to talk to girls, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
How to nail them, Jimmy.
When I say women, I don't know why it gets you right out of the gutter. Like, this is one thing. My dad passed when I was 13.
All right.
And one thing that I always, longed for was, I was always curious about how he would have been like, this is how you treat a woman.
Right. Yeah.
And that I'll put my toes in the sand on that one. Women.
All right, very good. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and then some of the things that you and your mother bonded over, like that she would give you advice on, would be.
Oh, I want to hear you name some.
No.
Come on, Jimmy.
This actually supports my argument or my topic. So give me at least one or two that maybe mom did with you. Like, did your mom teach you how to do anything like personal, like the first time you wore a bra, the first time
that was horrible.
Right, the first time that you had to deal with cooking.
You know, where I would crush the spices and the pestle and mortar.
Very nice. Right.
Sewing.
And you would pass those things on, right? And your mom would be. Now let me ask you, what's the most personal thing that you did with that your dad or mom would have shown you? Now with girls, obviously, there are things that happen around 12, 13 years old that moms kind of need to help guide around, and that's very personal. Is there something like that for boys?
I think when we got the talk back, right? So when a little boy's body starts to change and they start noticing things happening,
right.
I'm sure a father would guide a son into, well, this is what's happening in your body. This is what this means.
Right. This is what that means when you
start thinking about baseball cards if you don't want it to happen.
Exactly.
Right.
Naked granny.
Did you have anything like that, Ross?
Like
something personal, like your dad would say, "Hey, look, son, you realize you don't have to, you can get a girl pregnant without doing the whole thing there, right?" Or any of those talks like that where it was kind of personal. And remember, boy, when this starts happening, this has to happen. Or
nothing
like that.
Yeah, I mean, all of those.
I didn't have that either, so I'm not trying to call you out. I mean, my dad wasn't really like that with me either. Here's where this is going. So there's a trend happening now. And Ross, you're actually going to be able to understand this maybe a little bit more than I would. And there is no correlation that men can have with their sons to have this connection. One of the biggest trends happening right now is, and by the way, I know of 2 people who have had this happen with them, where women, as they have children, their mothers are not only in the delivery room, but helping with the delivery.
Oh, yeah.
That's common.
Fairly. I mean, it depends on the couple that's, who's comfortable in the room. Like if your spouse is...
So mom is at the end.
My mom was there with my former sister-in-law when my second nephew was born.
In the room,
in the delivery room.
At the receiving end.
Not at the receiving end. She was up by the shoulders.
This is like helping. Like this is involved. Like everything's there. Mom's involved.
Well, mom made it, so she's cleaned it. There's no surprises there.
I mean, I get that. But isn't there a certain point when you get to be older that mom and dad maybe shouldn't involve themselves with stuff like that? I mean, would you find that odd if your mother-in-law would want to be in the room while your wife gave birth, and her being like right there with the doctor, like cheering her on, like at the receiving end, like all of that just kind of open? Like
mother-in-law, nothing, no problem. They have a bond that I'll never truly find out, and I will take the benefit of the doubt that whatever they need to do, if my wife expresses, I want my mom there, chilling, sitting 12 o'clock, ready to catch this thing, I'm going to be like, then that's what's going to happen. Let's make sure she's cool with it. With that said, my mom, no chance. No chance.
No chance she would, or no chance you would allow it?
All of it.
Both.
Yeah.
No.
If my mom in that situation, she would start screaming like, Blue 42. Omaha.
Right.
Hike. I think she would hike the first second of not spike, hike.
No, that's the thing for me. And okay, help me out here, because I am asking for assistance. This is not me being judgmental at all. You guys don't find that a little bit weird? Like, I'm asking the guys here, because obviously this isn't a big deal to you, but do you find that a little odd that your wife would be giving birth and her mother would be at the receiving end, like seeing all that stuff? That's kind of weird. Like I like if my dad, if I was 20 or 23 or 24 years old and there was any instance where my genitalia, for any reason would be out for my dad to watch or see, that would be very odd.
He wouldn't be the witness for your vasectomy, is what you're saying.
He would not he would not hold my hand or be there with my vasectomy.
Women
no way
are
at
different.
I think the difference is that Olivia's mother is going to understand intimately what her daughter is going through.
I know.
In a way that your, twig and giggleberries hanging out isn't going to...
I know, but
I get it. You're not comfortable with it. But for a lot of first-time moms, I mean, that's your comfort place. That's your mommy. Your mommy is going to help you navigate the fact that your body is doing all kinds of crazy new things that it's never done before. And at that moment, I think as long as your husband is okay with his mother-in-law being in the room, I don't see the issue with it.
I kind of look at this thing like Morocco, the country of Morocco.
Okay, I'm waiting.
I don't know much about Morocco. I've never been. I've never had a Morocco. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
I don't know. But in this instance, my wife does know a lot about Morocco. Or at least my mother-in-law is she's been to Morocco.
She's been there.
She's had 3 Moroccos.
Right, exactly. And birth was always a female-centric experience. It was only after the sexual revolution of the 60s and 70s where men even went into the delivery room. Think of I Love Lucy.
Oh, yeah, the 50s where they'd sit out there with the cigars waiting to find out what they had.
It was the most watched episode. I think the president had made a speech at that time, and more people watched
Lucy have her kid.
And they say, Lucy give birth. No, Lucy walked out of the room with a belly out to here, and the next time you saw Lucy, she was holding her baby.
Right.
This was always something that the women in the family took care of. The men... To have men in delivery rooms is the latest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really a trend. This was always female.
You saw on the most recent series of True Detective, Night Country.
Yes.
I mean, there is a scene where a woman is giving birth and she's surrounded
by
the
women.
women of the community.
Because they know
Yeah.
what she's going through.
Okay, so and let me say something. I hope this isn't insensitive, but those women had a tribal feel to them,
And so is family.
Would you agree? But okay, so I wouldn't. For me, I would not liken a suburban family in America to an Inuit family in Alaska that leans on each other for every single aspect of life. I don't know if that's the same. Like for me, that doesn't seem as odd because that's that village raises a child thing. But in modern America, it doesn't seem like that needs to happen. And it would seem to me like those cultural norms would be altered for more of a sterile kind of thing that would be more personal between a smaller group of people.
Oh, and it is. So instead of it being tribal, where all of the women in your tribe are in the room, it is your tribe. It is your husband. It is your mother, and they are helping you bring your child into the world.
Wow.
No one is going to be in that room outside of the doctor and the nurses. And chances are, if the guy is a doctor or the doctor's a guy, he's never experienced this either. Not the physical part of it. So I know, that's natural for a woman to want her mother there because her mom's gone through it. And that's her baby that's now going through it.
Man, I read that today, and I was like, wow, really? That's a thing. And then, like, we look at the texting services that my mom, dad, mother-in-law, and father-in-law were in the room for my firstborn. So, like, all parents.
I think it depends on the culture, yeah.
Dude, I can't wait.
See, I think it would be...
That would be odd, right?
The only
Like,
part I find odd is if it's the father-in-law of... The
bride, that I wouldn't like.
The bride, the mother.
That I don't want him seeing that.
I think is weird.
That's weird.
What's wrong with that?
Because it's
we're all part of the same tribe.
It's a guy
we are,
looking at it.
And
I
if
think
she's
there's
okay with him looking at her for JJ, Jimmy, great, we get it. You're not going to want to be in the room.
Yeah.
Fine. For you, that's your thing.
Yeah. But it's a sisterhood.
Says other cultures, completely female midwife thing, understand that. This was just like, it just hit me odd that would be the norm where a daughter, while in that very, very kind of intense and very transparent position. And, and I understand the miracle that's happening there. I really do. But still,
who else is going to understand it than the mother?
I understand that. But for me,
he's not going to understand what the hell she's going through.
It's so uncomfortable, though.
He's not going to know.
I don't have a Morocco.
Yeah.
She might even be the one to help Ross.
I think for many women, the mother-in-law of the pregnant mom would be strange because that relationship is typically not as close as the woman would have with her own mother.
Well, the saying, when a daughter gets married, a mother and father gain a son. When a son gets married, a mother loses a son.
Right, yeah.
Because it's the bride's family. It's the new mother's. It's Olivia's moment.
Yeah, I get people ragging on me about not knowing for this stuff. And here's the thing. I'll be perfectly honest to tell you, I do not have, these cultural differences are unique for me.
It's not cultural, though.
Well, I mean, for me,
my sister-in-law is as white as white. There is nothing cultural about having my mom in the room.
Hey, white people have culture, Deb.
I'm just saying.
I've never heard of it being that prevalent. Like, I will tell you straight up, like, for my hometown, I don't know that I knew one person that had a child where their own mother was in there at the receiving end. Now, of course, going up there and holding, holding your hair and, it's going to be okay, honey, that kind of thing would be perfectly normal. But being at the receiving end of all of that seems so bizarre to me. And I didn't really know anybody that experienced this. And even the texting service people are like, I wouldn't want that.
I don't want to be on the receiving end, not just because I know it's going to get gnarly.
Yeah, it's going to get gnarly. But I was there. I understand.
What help am I doing at the receiving end? Like, I'm trying to hold a hand. I'm trying to go like high school.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Football coach. We're down by 14. Let's breathe. Come on. We got this.
You could totally change your mind once you're in that moment and things start happening. And, it's going to be your first time. So you're really not going to know how you're going to feel.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm trying to stay waist up, hold kind of like a Leonidas, handshake.
And I've always said personally, I don't think men should be in there.
Yeah,
and men.
I don't believe men should be in there.
Husbands as well.
Yeah, because as we've seen on the texting service before, some men can handle what they're going to see, and some men cannot. And that's why, for millennia, for centuries, for the history of humanity, men were not a part of that process. It was always done by the women in your family.
Now, are you saying specifically like waist up?
Waist up, but yeah, I mean, Jimmy's talked about it. He just was hinting at how gnarly it is. And if you read the texting service, some guys say, man, I wish I'd never looked.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think they should be in there.
First child did not see, or first child saw, second child opted out. I stayed at the safe end of the gun.
So, like, I know everything's better live, but I feel like I've kind of got a great idea from it from Florida public schooling. I saw a 12 o'clock camera, vagina, birth in high school.
I passed out.
It's different.
I'm sure it is, but, like, I saw it do its thing.
All right. Hold on one second. 407-916. We can continue this conversation. 407-916-1041. If you have a comment, I would love to hear it because, again, I am ignorant to a lot of these things because sometimes I don't know about these things, and I like hearing this stuff. So if you have a comment about this or you had somebody in your birthing room that was odd or you saw it, I would love to hear the story. 407-916-1041, and we'll do those next.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doing a quick checkup on I-4 bumper-to-bumper traffic eastbound and westbound before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. Slowdowns on I-4 eastbound approaching St. John's River Bridge. Expect congestion there. On the Greenway, authorities are clearing up an accident southbound between State Road 408 and Curry Ford Road. Travel with caution. The left lane is blocked on State Road 46 westbound at Sanford Avenue. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Jim Colbert's show, all about the birthing, is posted live. It's on YouTube in our YouTube chat. Just search Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Direct mortgage lenders. This is Brad Siebert, who runs WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Direct mortgage lender. That's getting you the mortgage for your next home, or maybe even refinancing the home where you currently live. Maybe it's time for a refi for you to take advantage of some of that equity you've built up over the year. Maybe lower that rate. WeAreNotTheBanks.com is the website where you get the process started. Same website I went to, I'm thinking about 8 years ago or so. I know I'm getting close to the end of my loan, and Brad put me in a very good position today because I went to WeAreNotTheBanks.com back then. It was fast, easy, and I got a great rate. He deals with all types of buyers, good credit, even bumps in your credit. Brad and the team can still work with you. This is all they do, mortgages. And you find them online at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Hey, you, with the shopping cart. It's us, Leafy Greens.
Leafy what?
Greens. Delicious, locally grown leafy green vegetables. I'm romaine. This is arugula. Hello. Spinach.
Ahoy.
Escarole and endive.
Right. I put you guys on my sandwiches.
Oh, we're more than just a sandwich layer.
We add crunch to your salads.
Flavor to soups. And say little je ne sais quoi to your dishes.
That is, if you let us. For meals with personality, look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
The hit
true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Trivia coming up in just a little bit. Make sure you pay attention. We have had a hot one for trivia prizes lately.
Oh.
I mean, really, really good. We'll continue that trend as we move forward this week, for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is as well.
I am.
And Ross has the sauce jar. Let's get it.
No,
not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to do a little more.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one more.
birthday.
God almighty, man.
Yeah, are you still here?
There is
Buddy,
medicine for that one.
So crazy. You guys only knew. All right, 407-916-1041. Yeah, we were talking about the story that I read regarding a daughters. It's becoming more and more popular, but Deb seems to think that it's always been popular. This story did not frame it to be like that, Deb. It kind of framed it to say that this is becoming a newer thing. Maybe it's just a rebirth of that, no pun intended, but of that old adage of, people kind of, moms specifically, being in the room at the receiving end, almost as a helper for the doctor.
Well, like I said, that would be new because my mom was there for my sister-in-law, but she was up closer to her shoulders.
Right.
That was still like almost 16 years ago.
Right. And that's what I call the "it'll be okay, honey" end.
Right.
Because the other end, you know the answer. It's not okay. You're watching something really bananas happen. Like it's straight up it's like a John Carpenter movie. All right, nothing. No.
I was
references? Okay.
curious. I asked my wife. I was like, "You want me in the room for birth? Waist up."
Yeah.
Asterisk. Waist up.
That's the only option.
Yeah. And I'm getting it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. You definitely got to be in the room But here's the thing. I mean, you'll be there. You'll be holding hand. You'll be, telling her to do her breathing techniques and reminding her of the things that will help her get through it. And she is going to curse you. Yeah. She's going to hate your guts. She is going to not want to make eye contact with you because you did this to her. She's probably going to yell that at you a couple of times, and it'll be all done after that.
I hope
it'll be
she
fine.
doesn't.
Not every experience is like that. Right?
Yeah.
Just
I
know
hope,
that too.
I hope she doesn't look at me and goes, "You did this to me."
Oh no, this was before we went into the room. This is way before that. All right, 407-916-1041. Some calls were loaded up. Tiffany, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I just wanted to say I have 2 children now, and me and my husband definitely talk about, what birth plan we wanted to do. And we definitely did not go with it. So we basically decided, we were the only people there to make the child. So we wanted to be the only people there to be in the delivery room. With that being said, my mother was in the room for a little bit while I was getting my epidural. But the epidural went a little sideways. And so as things were moving a little forward, things were getting a little worse. And so when my mom probably would have exited the room at that time, I said, no, I needed my mom right there with me. And of course, my husband was absolutely wonderful and said, absolutely. And also part of our birth plan was my husband was supposed to stay waist up. That also did not go according to plan. He was actually at the receiving end. So things actually don't sometimes work out, even with your own personal birth plan that you had made.
100%. Let me ask you a quick.
Say things happen.
Tiffany, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
Yeah, sure. I'm 43.
Okay, so you're 43. Let me ask you, do you have friends who also, is this regular in your group of friends where the moms will be in the delivery room and maybe not necessarily at the head end, at the receiving end, like they're, kind of helping in? I mean, is that something you've heard of in your group of people or around you?
I would say 50-50 of the mother being in the room, but not at the receiving end.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for your call. 407-916-1041. Hey, Jake, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Not too bad. How you guys doing?
Good, brother.
So just wanted to chime in. So my mother-in-law was actually on the receiving end of my wife about 4.5 years ago to our first son named Nolan. We did not have a birthing plan. We just kind of we're just going to go at it.
Wing it.
How we do. Just yeah, exactly.
That's how you got there, right?
And so I ended, healthy boy. This boy is growing and eating everything. Feral eating wings last night.
All right, very good. A 4-year-old eating wings. I love it.
There you go. It's a proud papa.
So mother-in-law was on the receiving end. I was on the shoulder end. Could not fight the urge to peek through, and due to the, vessel of the exit area.
Yeah.
You're nailing it. You're
doing a great job, buddy.
We appreciate it.
My son came out with a mohawk, full head of hair, and I could not be more proud and happy to have my mother-in-law at the receiving end of everything because of how supportive and how, I'm getting emotional about this, how my wife was able to fight through her only, I think, 45 minutes to an hour and a half worth of, really hard labor. So, very fortunate, and I could not be prouder of either of those. So I'm just on the other supportive end of being a proud father of a mother-in-law who received my great son now. And
that's awesome, buddy, man. Listen, man, I appreciate your call. That's very good.
Congratulations.
Look, I love hearing stories about that. I'm not casting any judgment on people who do this. It's just that I hadn't heard that this practice was so common. And then Deb even made it worse because it was like, oh yeah, this happens all the time, dummy. And I'm like, my God, man, I don't know. I mean, I did not I don't think my mom was in the delivery room with my sister when she gave birth to her 2 kids. So it was just kind of bizarre for me.
I also think you rolled it back. I think you came at it from a point of casting judgment, but then realized the popularity, you had to backtrack.
No casting judgment. Do not. And here's the thing. I don't care. I just actually found it to be a bit bizarre simply because I didn't realize it was so prevalent. Like, you could see a couple people doing it, but I mean, the article made it seem like it was the normal thing. Like 75% of the people did this.
Well, somebody just did text this to us, but this was a main practice hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But apparently they still do it in some cultures where they actually watch the consummating of the marriage.
Yeah.
There would be a crowd of people that would watch the consummation of the marriage.
That's called pornography. It's considerably different. That's the Handmaid's Tale thing.
I don't know if I can land that plane.
Yeah, exactly.
If I got my nephews, aunts, and mom watching.
Hey, Chase, come in here for 1 sec, please.
Yeah.
Roger, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, Jim. Long story short, LOL. This one's for you, Ross. When that baby comes out, it's going to be looking like Resident Alien. Blue, red, green, yellow, all the colors, whether you're setting at 12, 3, 6, or 9. Good luck, buddy.
All right. Cabbie checking in.
Yeah,
What to expect from
I love it. No matter where you're sitting.
Where you going to? Third and fourth?
Yeah.
Listen up about that baby.
How's the baby? Technicolor.
I'm here to tell you, it's going to come out looking like LGBT flag. It's going to be a lot of colors: blue, green, pink, yellow, purple. Just get ready. It's going to look like a rainbow.
It's going to give birth to a king cake.
It's not going to be like the more you know rainbow. It's going to be like you're in debt now rainbow.
Exactly.
So real fast, though, just to clear up, because what you were confused by is saying that you weren't aware that mom specifically being on the bottom half, the
receiving end, right?
Receiving end.
I've known for years that mothers will go into the room to comfort their daughters up top, running their fingers through their hair, giving some words of comfort, reminding them of their breathing exercises, and the husband usually would be on one side, the mother-in-law would be on the other. This story led me to believe that the new trend was mom-in-law being at the receiving end and actually kind of guiding and helping, going, hey, almost there, crowning, almost kind of commentating, giving an update of what's happening to make the daughter feel like, hey, we're almost there, we're almost done. Like that, those words of assurance that everything's going fine,
I used to tease my mom and say, if I ever have kids, I don't want anybody in the room, lights out, no mirrors, just leave me alone. Just put me on an animal pelt somewhere out in the field. Just let me squat and get it over with.
Just give me a fresh pack of cigs and move on. Tony, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, brother?
Oh, none. Okay, so my story is, I'm not sure if you guys seen Knocked Up, but the way she was like, my gynecologist is the only one I want to deliver the baby. And he said the same exact thing. He's like, I'm not going on vacation. I'll be there. I'm going to deliver the baby. So my wife was very comfortable with him. Well, and not only that, we live in DeLand, and he's got us going out to a hospital, Arnold Palmer, all the way out in Orlando, which we're whatever. So now all of a sudden we're in this hospital all the way in Orlando, and he does not show up. So then the most awkward thing kind of happened is where the baby kind of came out, his head's out, it's crowning, and didn't come out. So he has to do one of those things. I think it's called an episiotomy.
Yeah, an episiotomy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, cut her from the bottom to the top, and she's so uncomfortable with this guy, and he was making so many weird comments, and one of the ones he said goes, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna sew it up extra tight."
Oh, I would have kicked him in his throat.
Get out of here with
I
that.
would have kicked his nose in.
Joanna,
come a little closer.
Joanna, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
So I was there when my sister gave birth to her son. She had gotten the epidural, lost total feeling below the waist, so I was holding up her right leg. Our mother was holding up her left leg. Baby daddy was up near her right shoulder, and then baby daddy's daughter, who was 15 at the time, was up on the other shoulder.
My God.
That's a tribe right there.
My God.
Uh-huh.
You guys were like carrying her around.
Oh, no. Like, she was like, I was just holding the leg up, trying my best, not to.
No. Right. Now, let me ask you something. Did you and your sister were you regularly like nude around each other all the time?
My sister and I are comfortable with one another. Yeah, like even before she got pregnant, she could change in front of me, no problem.
Yeah, that's for me. Thanks, Joanna, for your call. That's a really unique thing that women have. Like guys don't do that. Like guys don't just get naked in front of each other to change clothes or doing. We would go somewhere else. Like that's
a locker room. You do?
No,
yeah, I mean I don't know, dude. I've seen some wang in some locker rooms. And it's jarring every time.
407 916 1041.
Everyone's been there. Everyone's been at that locker room. And you're right, though. The majority of guys don't do that.
You don't want to do that.
But there's
it's hard for me to do that.
20% of us that are like, nah, man.
Well, the reason why is
ride.
because Italian Phil. You know, Italian Phil comes rolling in. Everybody's like, where's my towel?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be compared to Italian Phil.
I'm not saying that all Italian horn necklace owners are comfortable getting naked at a gym, but I will say only Italian horn necklace people are comfortable getting naked at a gym.
And the older, the more naked.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Arnold, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, brother.
Good. So I had my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and her best friend at the receiving end. I was holding her leg, and the sister-in-law was with the camera literally in between her legs.
God, did you sell tickets?
No, I just show it at party afterwards.
Get out of here. That's so terrible.
Well, that's wild. Tell me about the...
I had to get it.
I was curious about the friend. That's got to be a childhood friend.
Well, can I tell you, I honestly didn't think that... I thought it was kind of a HIPAA thing that there was only so many people or only so many people, like only certain people had access. Like
it would depend on the hospital of where you're going to be giving birth and what their policy is for how many people in the delivery room.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that would be a question you'd want to ask if you plan on having a small reception.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like these people are like, oh yeah, I brought my old basketball team from high school in. They hung out and just watched everybody have kids.
It was awesome.
All right, Glory, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are y'all doing?
Good, Glory. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to say that 30 years ago when I gave birth to my son, and my parents were in the room with me at the receiving end. And because my dad never got to see any of his children be born, and so I allowed him to come in so he was able to see his grandchildren born.
Get rocked.
Perfectly cool. You guys are, that sounds perfectly normal.
So cool. It doesn't. I don't know why you focus on normal. This is what worked for their family.
Like dad back there while his daughter is like, that's odd. That's not odd.
He wasn't looking at my vajayjay. He was so into watching my son be born that it didn't matter to him.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we were all close like that. And then with my granddaughter, I had my family, my mom and dad, and plus there was a bunch of EMTs that never had seen a child be born before. They were in the room with me. And then my daughter, when she gave birth to my granddaughter, I was in the room with her at the receiving end, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
Man,
just amazing.
You got a better family than me. Like everybody's closer than like all this stuff sounds so unbelievably alien to me.
That's the family you come from. What about the one you created? What if your daughter said to you, Dad, I want
like you to be there.
I'd like you to be there.
Nope. Can't do it.
You wouldn't do it for her?
Not at the receiving end. No, sir, buddy. There's no way I could do that.
Stand by your head.
I would do. I would be fine with that, but I would never. I couldn't be on that other end. That would be unbelievably uncomfortable for me for some reason.
What would you? I would love to see what you would say in that situation. Eat thunder, crap lightning, let's go.
What if it was a C-section?
Yeah, man, I don't know, buddy. I think I think I would. I'm up there. I'm a caress the hair.
Yeah.
Tell you everything's going to be a great kind of team member there.
Well, I did that but it was a C-section.
Yeah.
So you saw organs hit some table.
Yeah.
I did, and my wife told the doctor to stop making jokes about it Because she goes, I'm uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, because they basically pull that out and put it on your stomach.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
So what joke did he make?
Well, he's like, someone said, it's like the size of a chicken, and he's like, well, no, it's more like a Cornish game hen.
Oh, God.
And my wife is like, could you please stop
Right, I'm starving.
doing that?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up. We have trivia next. We'll find out what's on board for the giveaway. We'll do that right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
On the boob tube for the weekend, we have the Great American Joke Off.
Jesus. Oh, my. I'd watch the other one.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Could Russell Wilson be headed to Steel City? Unlike other teams, Russ to Pittsburgh actually makes sense. He brings maturity and experience, exactly what the Steelers are missing on offense. He doesn't need to create a culture. Mike Tomlin has that handled. In the AFC, you need a star quarterback to win a Super Bowl or just get there. And Russell Wilson fits the bill. I'm Colin Cowherd.
The boundlessly capable all-electric EQS SUV from Mercedes-Benz with available transparent hood technology. So advanced, it can see through sheet metal. The vehicle's all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS-SUV.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively. Across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.com.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight.
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
So my wife's family wasn't around when we gave birth, but my family was. Half of my family was in there during the first birth, and during the second one, my wife was like, nah, that's not happening again. So only my mom was allowed in there with us. During the third one, the doctor couldn't make it into the room on time, so I actually had to help the midwife deliver my third kid, and right about as we were finally getting them out, the doctor came in and helped us. But yeah, Ross, look away after that happens. You don't need to see anything else, brother.
Man, I'd be giving that doctor an invoice. Like, dude, you're supposed to be in here doing this. I'm in here doing here doing your work. I go to med school. Come here and check.
All right, Jim, you never looked, right, Jim?
No, I looked on the second one.
You looked on the second
one? The first one, the first time.
See,
learned my lesson.
Learned his lesson.
Yeah. I stayed of the trigger into that gun, kid.
I'm telling you.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yep.
And Ross has the sauce show.
All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see Tom Segura at the Amway Center March 14th. It's all going down March 14th. Tom Segura, Amway Center. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that bad boy is going to get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that very much. Ross, who's first?
Let's welcome Don.
Don, right there up top. Don, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I am
man.
Super glad to hear that, buddy.
I was hanging on for the baby story. Real quick, I played the Ride of Valkyries for my wife with the first baby.
Nice.
Theme when the helicopters attack the beach in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That is actually beautiful.
Going on, buddy. Yeah. And the doctor had to push me out of the way, man.
All right.
Three boys.
Nothing better than afterbirth smell in the morning.
All right, buddy. Would you want to play a little game play a little game with us? Thanks for that, right as I'm trying to do my job.
Yob.
Let's do it. Yob.
It's a tough yob today, isn't it?
All right, Don, got an easy game here for you. 1 question, 4 answers. One of these answers is not true. It's a lie, buddy. If you can find that one, I'll send you off to the sauce jar and, of course, off to see the very funny Tom Segura. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. It's National Pistachio Day.
Hey, your favorite snack.
That's right. I love them. Here are 3 fun facts about pistachios and 1 red-fingered lie.
Or green.
Number 1. Women of ancient Egypt used pistachio shells to repair cracked or damaged fingernails. Number 2. Pistachios are a distant cousin of mangoes. Number 3, 1 ounce of pistachios has as much protein as an egg. Or lastly, it's estimated that humans have been snacking on pistachios for over 9,000 years. Whoa. Which of those is a lie?
Number 2.
No, that's absolutely true, boss. Pistachios are a distant cousin of mangoes.
That's crazy.
It is. Who's next, buddy?
Tom Segura at the Kia Center. That's what I said.
Right.
I also would like to welcome Teresa.
Teresa, right there on line 2. Teresa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. We're talking about pistachios. It's National Pistachio Day. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, women of ancient Egypt used pistachio shells to repair cracked or damaged fingernails. Number 2, 1 ounce of pistachios has as much protein as an egg. Or lastly, it's estimated that humans have been snacking on pistachios for over 9,000 years.
I'm going to go with number 1.
And you're going to go to see Tom Segura because that's the answer. There you go. That is not true. You are a winner, Teresa. Put you on hold. Ross will take care of you. That is not true. Women of ancient Egypt did not use pistachios to repair cracked or damaged fingernails. But it would work if you look at it.
Yeah, you know.
It is true, though. This was the most shocking one. 1 ounce of pistachios has as much protein as an egg.
Wow.
It's a lot. And I have to tell you, when you start looking at pistachios, for one thing, everybody should eat more nuts.
Nice.
Because they're good for you. They have lots of vitamins and minerals, and pistachios is one of the best, by the way.
Mark that.
Yeah,
You like
very,
them?
very good.
See, I get a little too happy though when they're unshelled.
Okay, so there's also a thing there. How many what percentage fewer pistachios will you eat at a sitting if you have to shell them?
20.
Oh, I'll go 50%.
70%.
51% is the answer.
Wow.
You will eat.
None of us were close.
He said you will eat half as many pistachios in a sitting if you have to shell them, as
Man, we're
opposed to
lazy.
just picking them up and eating them like that.
Well,
It makes a mess.
It makes a mess. It's also like when you have them unshelled, man, you can drink pistachios.
You can. It's almost too easy to eat them. It is estimated that humans have been snacking on them for many, many years, over 9,000 years. It is one of the oldest flowering tree species on planet Earth, pistachio trees.
I did not know that.
I've only had a pistachio like once or twice in my life.
Oh
Really?
my God! We eat them over here like crazy. I'm in a cashew thing right now. I'm on a cashew tip right now, player. I got a cashew plug.
Why haven't you only had pistachios twice?
It seemed like work, and I didn't like the green color.
Oh, they're so good.
They're so good.
But Ross has one of the greatest jokes of all time, which is absolutely true.
I haven't done it in such a long time, but it was essentially bringing up pistachios are like that goat nut. It is such a good, but 1 out of like every team pistachios just did not show up to work.
That's as bitter as anything can get.
There's something about like you'll bite into a pistachio and be like, oh, this one was filled with hate.
It was, yeah. This one was a racist.
Yeah, it's really bad.
A couple other things you may not know about pistachios before we get over to Ross thoughts. Early Eastern Europeans would eat the sap of the pistachio tree to, what would they do that for? They would eat the sap of the pistachio tree for this. And this goes back many, many years. This is back, a couple thousand years ago.
Birth control.
No, that's a great guess, though.
Bioluminescence.
That's also a great guess, not the answer. Deb, it's up to you.
An upset stomach?
God, you're so close. It's for fresh breath.
Oh, okay.
Said they found that licking the pistachio sap from the tree would freshen your breath.
Compared to our guesses, that probably is close, but I don't know.
He said great guess. Can't take it back.
Yeah.
If not harvested properly, pistachios can house a cancerous mold called aflatoxin that can be deadly. So it's kind of like that thing that grows on the wheat husk.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? That caused the Winston-Salem women to go crazy?
Right, exactly.
What is that called, Jack? You knew it before.
It was like a bread yeast.
Yeah, it's like that yeast thing that gets in there. It's what is that? That grows
wet
on
wheat.
That grows on that wheat that made people crazy. That mold. No, I thought you knew.
Oh.
That's not the answer, though. In China, pistachios are called the happy nut. Why?
They're green.
Nope.
Sign of good luck. Next question.
No. It's because the shell looks like it has a smile.
Oh.
So they call it the happy nut.
Oh, I do not find that to be a smile. That's not a pretty smile.
Where do you think the U.S. falls in pistachio production globally?
We're third.
7th.
I'll shoot it. 5.
It's number 2. We're second only to...
Points, Ross. California.
California is who produces all of our pistachios, but I think we're second to China in pistachio production. And then lastly, the most interesting thing, pistachios happen to have a very, very important piece of history, and they are one of only 2 nuts mentioned in
the Bible.
The Bible. What's the other? The pistachio is one of 2 nuts mentioned in the Bible. What is the other nut?
I'm gonna go cashew. No, pine. Nailed it.
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut's not the answer.
He came back 3 days later.
Oh my God, dude!
Ross, too soon. Brazil nut.
No, it's almonds.
Almonds.
Yeah. Almonds are the only other nut to be mentioned in the Bible.
Slap myself with my headphone cord. Ow.
I've given an answer that bad. I get it. Thoughts?
Yeah, Deb, Jack, Jim, it's all ready to put one up for the boys. One of my best friends did something that I think every single person on the planet has wanted to do. Listen, we're all in serious relationships. We'll never, ever be able to do this. But don't worry, we get to live vicariously through one of my friends.
We'll find out what that is next.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Construction's causing bumper-to-bumper traffic southbound. The right lane is blocked on Florida's Turnpike at County Road 46A. Slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike southbound between the Greenway and Osceola Parkway. Bumper-to-bumper traffic eastbound and westbound on I-4 between U.S. Highway 1 and Sand Lake Road. And there's an accident westbound on Colonial Drive between Mills Avenue and I-4 causing delays. If you see any traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
You call that a precision stop?
When a rookie stunt driver, just give me a shot, meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all.
Come on, focus.
They'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class,
watch this,
the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Level up your drive with 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $1,748 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-MAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/4/24. My mom is my hero. Growing up, she worked 3 jobs just to save our house.
Those were really hard times, Tommy.
And in 2010, when A1 was struggling, she and my stepdad Bill left their hometown to join me at A1. From day one, all we ever did was take care of customers and treat them like family.
Your mom really taught you how to treat people right.
Call A1 for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice.
After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
This is a question for Ross Padgett. Can you please elaborate? What is a straight-up 12 o'clock birth? Thanks.
You owe him an explanation, buddy.
12 o'clock, dude. It's 12 o'clock in front of me. That's right. The exit.
Yeah, 12's noon and 6 is, let's say, bad news.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
No, well, I think he was trying to suggest that he was looking at it straight on by the feet, which I think makes him at 6 o'clock on the birth.
Yeah. If he's going to be back there, it is 6 o'clock. But I thought he was going to be up by the head at 12.
No, he was, I think, referring to, because he saw the birth. He was talking about his high school video, saw the birth from 12 o'clock.
Or he could be doing the military term, which is in front of you is your 12 o'clock, and then when someone says they've got your 6, that means they've got your back.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was saying that birth would be at 12 o'clock. A straight up 12 o'clock birth.
That's right. You're a nooner.
I forgot it's military training.
Right, there you go. 407-916-1041. Text us.
Jesus.
77.
Don't say
I
that.
was hoping someone was going to jump on that.
The old stolen valor pageant.
Yeah. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
This is dope.
It's funny.
Are you ready just to get happy?
Sometimes.
This is great news.
It's Ross.
I think I can get happier.
Spelled like sauce.
It doesn't happen.
It's Ross Thoughts.
It doesn't happen as much as it should, because this is pretty dope. So one of my best friends, 35-year-old, he's been single for a wee bit of time. Let's just say that. So he's been on the
playing the field a bit.
Playing the field poorly. It hasn't been going his way. He doesn't make that much money, and he can't really spend that much on a date.
Hard to impress the ladies.
So he's really not killing it, if I'm being for real. However, it went his way It finally went his way. You guys, we've all been single before. Listen, we're all deep in the trenches of marriage. Deb's getting married. I'm already calling you married.
We do too.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
Just skip out the middleman. Save 10 grand. Just start lying. There should really be no rules.
All right.
But regardless, do you guys remember when you were single and when you guys would hit a couple speed bumps, a couple dry patches?
Oh, those.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
Well, like just no one is spending the night, and you're not spending the night anywhere.
Right,
you're just
right.
looking at your pets.
Yeah.
For a little too long.
Guess we'll watch Top Gun again.
Right? Yep. I guess I'll watch that. Here comes Flubber.
Talk yourself into believing how much you love doing that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be doing this than being with a girl.
And then my friend landed the plane, but not just the plane.
Okay.
My friend hooked up with his first crush. What?
Are you serious?
How adorable
Like
is that?
from like high school or middle school?
How about like elementary school?
No, come on.
She's older now, right?
Yes.
And thanks, Jack. Thanks for clarifying. If anybody needs it.
That's how time works. It affects us all.
You stay still, it keeps going.
But I'll be honest with you.
That is crazy.
Listen, I don't know if this will get me in the doghouse or not. I'm a little envious of just going like how cool that would be. I won't have that experience. I've come to grips. I'll never have that experience. I put my dating jersey up in the rafters. I'm good.
Yeah.
But with that said, that also comes along with a bunch of cold, hard facts when you get married. That will never happen. And I'll see my friend. My friend is like writing poetry about this.
Oh my God.
Like he hooked up with this. Think about hooking up with your first crush.
How did that even happen? I mean,
God, no.
How did that even happen?
So they just reconnected. Facebook, man. Sometimes you don't have to swipe left or right. You just gotta throw a DM.
So the text was basically like, hey, remember me from second grade?
No, they just started breaking
What
the
are you
ice.
doing?
Yeah.
Where are you living?
That's so cool. I see that you're doing that. I'm doing this. Oh, I'm going to be down there in Orlando at this time.
Had they stayed in touch at all throughout the years, like via Facebook when that happened? Or is it just something like out of the whim, like, hey, remember me?
I think it's been growing. I think they've been, throwing some DMs, but like, how? Like, I kept thinking, like, what do you talk about though afterwards?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what don't you have in common? You know everybody, and you've known everybody that in that same group since you've grown up. If you stayed in that same area, and obviously they kind of have.
Now, Deb, you said no. Now, granted, I get it. This is a weird conversation because we're all in super serious relationships.
Oh, no, just because my first crush, when you look back, it's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, what?
I was stupid to even think I wanted him.
Why? What was he doing?
He just was standoffish, and then he didn't like me because I wouldn't brush my hair. I love saving those things, make him lose his ass.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to brush my hair. Yeah, well, see ya. Bye, dude.
I'm not having it.
Yeah,
I'm not
hell yeah.
having that.
Yeah, you don't have
I'm
to
not going through these snarls and tangles for you.
Look better for you?
Hell no.
And
Not going to happen.
Was this third grade? I don't know why I'm guessing.
It's got to be like fourth grade, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Third
I
or
think
fourth grade.
I think my first crush was in fourth grade.
Yeah.
I remember her. I remember her like it was like she looked the same all through high school.
My first crush was actually my prom queen my senior year of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
But you didn't go out with her.
I never went out with her. She would have hated me. She was like wholesome.
Oh, yeah?
And nice.
Yeah.
And filled with purity.
Yeah.
I'm over her, though. Trust me. I'm not. Oh, man. What I'm trying to say is.
Jack, you remember your first crush?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Denise Scarpetta.
I love it. I remember we've talked about this.
First grade.
Scarpetto?
Yeah. Scarpetta. Yeah.
Yeah, see, look at
I think I chased her around first grade class.
He's got to correct you.
Yeah, exactly. And now people are going to be looking her up.
So and then and then you fast forward. Imagine. So this was, how old are you in third grade?
You're like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
8 or 9. So this is essentially 20 years later.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
What do you want to eat? Cheese sticks? Like,
You want my Gogurt?
Yeah. Do you want to?
You want to sneak in there and watch HBO?
Go see the latest SpongeBob movie.
Like all the stuff that you could, like all the stuff that you thought was dangerous. Hey, you want to drink out of my mom's?
Yeah. Do you want to have a wine cooler?
Yeah.
I heard Zima's work.
Right. You ever make Celsius and Monica?
See, I just couldn't imagine how weird and also awesome and a whole lot of catching up.
Dude, I got to tell you, I don't even know if my first crush would remember me. I was obsessed with this girl in 4th grade. She wouldn't even look at me.
What made you obsessed?
She was blonde hair, blue eyed, and she was very quiet and kind of shy and very unassuming. But she thought it was funny. Like I would do all this silly stuff in class, and she would laugh.
Oh, man.
At me, not with me, at me. And I took that as, she thinks I'm cool. And she did not. I never even, I bet money. I bet other than high in the hallways, because when you live in a small town like that, you go through elementary school, middle school, and high school, all with the same people. So I would, we just kind of high in the hallway, cordial, but never, if I told her that today, she would lose her mind. She would never even have a clue.
I like how all of us, though, we can all remember about our first crush, and all of us are still like, whatever, man. Some things don't work out. Like Deb's was like, he was standoffish. She told me to brush my hair. I was like, F that.
F that, man.
Yeah, you're over here like she laughed at me, and I did anything to, it was still, I love that we can still recognize the effort that little us had.
Are any of yours
or lack of effort on my part?
Are any of yours on social?
I'm sure.
Is that girl you just mentioned on social?
I didn't really look.
Yeah, you didn't.
He's waiting for the break.
Do you know if
I don't even remember his name?
You really don't?
Nope.
Wow. Is the girl that your first crush was on? So is she on social?
Yeah, she's on social, but I forgot her name. It's Tara. Never forget your first crush.
Do you know if your wife had an experience like this? I don't think my wife had. I don't know. I know that she dated a couple guys, but she was not really into that as a kid. That wasn't like her thing. Her and mom were like Thelma and Louise.
You know what was kind of weird was I've seen photos of, some of my wife's serious exes. And is this a good thing or a bad thing? I look like all of them.
Do you really?
Like I kind of like
you're her
has
type?
Yeah, like tall, gangly, scarecrowish.
Yeah. Like I do not look anything like my wife's ex, not even a little bit.
Yeah, she has a type, and I kind of feel like more of like a puzzle piece than a puzzle sometimes.
Does Chris look like your ex at all? Do you have a type like that?
No.
No, yeah.
But I found out from him that he really prefers blondes.
Really? Well, my wife used to think that I only like blondes, which that wasn't the case. I mean, I only it was just coincidence that I was married to a blonde before that.
But that's one for the boys, right? Can't you all just be, right? We're all happy knowing that somebody hooked up, that two childhood crushes hooked up.
It's just kind of, it is unique.
I put a smile on my heart.
That's got to be a really, really low number.
Yeah,
that has to be like, if you go through our audience, you said, hey, how many people, hooked up with their first crush later in life?
Oh, we've got 3 texts already.
Really?
Yeah, we do. At 77031. One said, run as fast as you can. After 25 years, I reconnected with my girlfriend from high school. She seemed great till we got married, and then the crazy came out. And then someone else texted, I married my elementary school girlfriend from 4th grade.
Wow.
And we lived on the same street. We met back up 20 plus years later and now have a family, and she's my best friend, just like when we were kids.
I think my ex's parents had been together since middle school, like 8th or 9th grade. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit different than having a crush, going through life, turning 35, and then going back to your crush, the old elementary U-turn.
There's like 3 couples in school that I remember that dated from the 9th or 10th grade and are still together to this day.
Oh, wow.
Still together to this day. I mean, they were high school sweethearts, middle school sweethearts. They were never apart, and they're still together to this day.
One thing, though, is like when that childhood crush, it's all wholesome and pure, and you're like, hi, hey, oh, you're so giddy. And then my friend who's later on in life, I did ask him, like, what'd you guys talk about? I was making the same joke, string cheese, Miss Thomas, or whoever your teacher was, and they were like, taxes. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Real quick, just want to bring some breaking news. If you're going to be traveling and going to Orlando International Airport tonight, be aware that Terminal B road traffic has been shut down at Orlando International Airport as police investigate a call. So again, if you're going to be traveling tonight, Terminal B traffic has been shut down as police investigate a call.
There you go. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with our buddy Ray Trenley from TK Law.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for. State Road 46 eastbound near I-4 at Oregon Street. The right lane is blocked. On Colonial Drive westbound, delays due to an accident between Mills Avenue and I-4. On some of the major roadways, congestion on I-4 westbound between US 192 and State Road 429. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. No one does spring travel like Amtrak. That's because now, more kids ages 2 to 12 ride for 50% off. So not only will you travel comfortably, you'll save too. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Ah, winter, with its cold, dry air causing that not-so-nice winter nose feeling. Thankfully, you don't have to wait for warmer weather to clear sinus congestion and send winter nose packing. All you need is Navage Nasal Care. Navage helps soothe the inflamed nasal passages that are often part of colds and infections. It flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your sinuses to give you the soothing moisture you need. Navage also sucks out the other irritants trapped in your nose, viruses, dust, bacteria, and germs too. Winter might feel like it drags on forever, but Navage works quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. No decongestants required. Navage is a drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today and make winter a little more bearable. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Yo, you looking for a new job? Maybe, you're unemployed, you want a job, or you just want to upgrade the gig you got? Well, you should check out the Florida Jobs Now job fair. It's coming again, and it's going to be Wednesday, March 13th. So you got a little time to get ready for this. It's going to be 4 hours from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center. Parking is free, and you'll be able to connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you, so this is what you need to do. Get your resume in order. Think about what you're going to wear. Dress for success, and join us at the Florida Jobs Now job fair. It's happening Wednesday, March 13th, again from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, right on Princeton Street in Orlando. You want more info, go to fljobsnow.com. That's fljobsnow.com.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like The Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
That's right. Subscribe and watch. Four 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio 104.1. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And every single Monday at 6:20, we invite this guy to come by. OneFirmForLife.com. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. It's TK Law and our good friend Ray Trinley.
Yay! Yes. You guys try to keep me up, but I keep coming back.
Yeah. You look very perky today. Have you had a good day? You look like you're in a good mood. Last week, you looked a little stressed out. I know you had a busy week.
I did have a busy week last week. And, I ended my week last week with a CLE, which is like a continuing education thing, all about artificial intelligence and some of the kind of cutting edge stuff with the bar organizations and the law and the deep fake stuff that we're seeing and how do you detect a deep fake and the evidence. And it was really interesting. So my week kind of slowed down at the end. And then I spent the weekend, I took the kids to a pirate festival thing.
That sounds fun.
At Ryder Park in Longwood. And my kids love pirates because who doesn't?
Yeah.
And so it was a good weekend.
Yeah, very nice, man.
Yeah.
Very nice. You know, that's interesting about that law because I think, isn't Florida one of the states talking about, oh man, you just had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, God, what'd you just say? I'm sorry.
With the AI?
The artificial intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, they are. Isn't Florida one of the states trying to make it where you, if you post and use AI to create the ad, you have to mark it or almost watermark it or let the person know that this was created by AI?
Yeah. So there's a couple of states that are doing that right now. And, they're really pushing, the companies that are giving you these access to these artificial intelligence that can create these images and these videos to almost kind of embed some kind of code in it. So that way there's some way to discern that because, some of these fakes are really good. And I don't know if you guys have seen it recently, but they have a whole new kind of like artificial intelligence. X has had like the problem with bots for a long time.
Yeah.
But now they're creating more intelligent bots that are able to interact with you. And it doesn't just say like, oh, you're a really handsome person.
Right,
I love you forever. Send me your credit card number.
Yeah, story today in the $45,000 guy got hit because of being scammed on AI through a trust thing with a girl.
But they're having conversations now. It's wild.
The latest AI, revolution. This is what we've been talking about for years. Of like, it's gonna happen quick. That Sora AI, if you haven't peeped some of that, that's been the most impressive thing I've seen technology do to date.
Sora?
It's essentially it's special effects. If you have been spending decades working on special effects in movies, buckle up because give it another year or two, it will be matching special effects artists within minutes. You type in, I want a Star Wars space laser scene, but I need 42 red bullets and 30. You can just type in whatever you want and get the video clip.
Wow.
It's wild.
And it looks clean. It looks good. That's kind of the bad part.
But that's right. And that's the scary part is it's getting better and better and better. And as soon as they start launching these newer versions, it's going to be exponentially better.
But that's why it has to be watermarked. But I would think only in certain circumstances, right? Like if you're putting out an AI clip to promote your band and it's you use AI to create a promotional video for your band, that isn't, I don't think you would have to label that this was created by AI. But if you try to put out a video of, Donald Trump saying he likes to wear tutus, and eat sushi 3 days a week or whatever, that would be labeled, one of those things you have to because you're trying to alter someone's opinion of something, right?
Right. Well, and then just the practical side of things. And I remember because early in my legal career is where iPhones and things like that were starting to advance and you're getting really good pictures. People would say, oh, that was photoshopped and, look at the lines on this. And that was a big part of the conversation. And we'd get the metadata and we'd be able to tell if it was altered or not. Because we get the original files, but you can't tell now with these artificial intelligence created videos and pictures, what's real and what's not, and
right.
It's scary from the court's perspective, right? Because the courts are relying on this evidence and making a decision that maybe puts somebody in prison for the rest of their life,
right?
And then from a lawyer perspective, right? It's how are we going to be able to educate ourselves to kind of look at this information and say, okay, this is real or is this not real? And then, what kind of burden and obligation does that put on us? And so it's a very challenging new field. And so it was a very interesting way to end my week. Very exciting.
Just to give you an idea, this is what I said when AI broke last year and people started kind of playing with the first edition of ChatGPT. I was like, look, man, the internet's been around since actively since 95, 98, right? Is that about right?
Pretty much. 95-ish.
The usable version that was out for everybody to be able to use. About 98, 95,
America
right?
Online was out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Like no opportunity to really regulate what's happening on the internet for 30 years now? AI's around for 6 months and they're jumping on it?
Everybody's jumping on it.
That will give you the idea of how dangerous it can be. With the federal government's already looking at how they can regulate what is put on and created by AI in just a few months, as opposed to the internet being around 30 years and then not really making any headway into regulating what goes on the internet. So they just give you an idea of how important it is to kind of rein this in and find out who the players are and then make sure that everybody's kind of on the same wavelength as we move forward to kind of injecting information like this into the veins of our society. Because with Ross, I just brought this up on YouTube, this Sora thing that he's talking about, and it basically just shows the prompt. In other words, it says, a drone camera circles around a beautiful historic church built on a ledge, and it goes on to explain a scene. And then when you put play, you're like, holy S, that is a 70-word paragraph, and it just created a movie scene. And that's it. That's all they did. There's no shooting, no nothing to suggest anything else. Just typed a two-paragraph thing describing what the scene is supposed to be, and then it recreated it perfectly and almost seamless. Like it's hard to tell it's not a drone shot.
Right.
The Sora footage that made me stop in my tracks was it was prompted to grab golden footage of the California gold rush.
Yeah.
And it put the grain in the video. It put the old-timey, it nailed it. Like,
yeah, I saw that one with the miners and everything.
Yeah.
If I saw this, if this was a clip that an influencer put up and said, hey, went to the Amalfi Coast this weekend, it was amazing, I would not be able to tell that was fake.
Are you ready?
I would not be able to tell if that was AI. No way possible. At a glance.
Right? That's why
no way possible.
Sora's been the big
Look at this.
recent evolution that's like, I don't even know if this is a good idea.
Well, and that was one of the presenters was a fellow from MIT, graduated from MIT, did Army intelligence for a while, and now he's created his own kind of artificial intelligence application for condensing and summarizing long briefs into bite-sized little paragraphs.
Wow.
But he was talking about what he's afraid of, and really what it comes down to is at some point, what's real and what's fake, you can't tell the difference.
Right.
And
that's the most dangerous space to be, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it gets real Blade Runner real fast when it comes to Sora, because as soon as I saw video clips and it was that smooth, why would you go buy a ticket to go see a movie when you can watch a movie that you want about yourself? I want to be an action star. I want to be in space. I want to see that.
And this is the beginning of this technology.
And that's your movie-going experience?
The beginning of the technology.
And now you're going to watch a movie that, here's the worst and kind of best part.
Yeah,
Only you watched it, so now we're not talking about movies like at the water cooler. It's weird.
Here with Ray Trinley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs with many disciplines of the legal world represented there in your offices, from trip and falls to divorces, estate planning, many things in between. You can cover them there. Again, that's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Now, there's a big thing happening. Obviously, the Supreme Court has two cases in front of them right now that are pretty monumental. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's huge.
By the way, Supreme Court's working. They're earning their money this year.
They earn their money every year, but they're doing some stuff last 2 sessions where it's out of their comfort zone, and it's this kind of cutting edge stuff which they've historically stayed away from.
Yeah. And again, with all the political stuff they're dealing with, and then now with the tech stuff. So give us an idea. By the way, these cases are from Florida and Texas, and this is the case that you've heard about where the Supreme Court is going to decide whether or not that companies can limit what you see on your social media feed. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so these both laws came shortly after Donald Trump was banned from Twitter. Obviously, we know that Elon Musk then bought Twitter, created X, and both states passed these laws that basically said these social media sites can't perform some type of content restriction service, meaning they can't filter out all Donald Trump's tweets because they don't like what he's saying.
Right.
They're the idea of the law is we want to make everything an open forum and both sides got to be presented, that kind of idea. So the two cases, one's Net Choice versus Paxton and one's Moody versus Net Choice. They both kind of stand for the same proposition. Now, the Florida law is actually a little bit more broad. They define the social media company, instead of defining it as a social media company, it's any internet service provider that you can interact with. And so I printed like 30 pages today of the dialogue from the justices as they were doing oral arguments, which that's what happened today. That's why it's on top of mind.
It's basically just an open conversation about the issue to see where everybody kind of falls and what the ideas could be used to create a precedent here.
That's right. So kind of the way it works is you've got both sides lawyers, and then you've got these other parties that are interested parties, and sometimes the interested parties can reserve time and they can give their oral argument to the Supreme Court. But sometimes you can kind of tell from the Supreme Court's questions kind of what direction they're going. So we've seen this recently, especially with the internet-based stuff, is the idea of Section 230. and that's the idea of these internet service providers having immunity from any kind of prosecution for what they do. But what was really interesting, and this is where I think it's an interesting facet, is NetChoice continued to bring their attorney continued to bring the conversation back to this is like an editorial review board for a newspaper where they've got to have some input where they can review this. And the way they do that, because of the massive amounts of information that comes on to Twitter or Instagram, is they use these algorithms. Algorithms flag certain information. Then they've got a person who says, okay, is this something that falls within our guidelines or not within our guidelines? And I just thought that was a really interesting analysis because we're all familiar with newspapers and how they work and how free speech worked with newspapers. So it's interesting that that was the dialogue that they were trying to go with. Now, what's also interesting is the Attorney General's office was trying to then compare it with a common carrier, almost kind of like your U.S. Mail service, where you can't limit how people are communicating. And so it was really interesting to hear the dialogue because these are questions, obviously, that the justices are framing up and posing to these attorneys as they're thinking about it. And it's a pretty big separation from we're a newspaper and free speech, but we have to have some editorial control to we're a common carrier and everything just has to flow through this as long as it's not illegal.
What I find interesting about the comparison to newspapers is a newspaper can't lie to you maliciously to make you feel or do something for the benefit of the person telling the lie.
Right.
Because that's against all ethical laws. I can't do that.
And the law.
I can't tell you, I can't, as Jim Colbert say, buy and use this product because I use this product and I think it's the best product out there, and then not use the product and then know on top of it, it isn't a great product at all. I'm lying to you and misleading you to get an action from you that benefits me. All right? So I can't do that as a newspaper without losing all integrity, all license, all everything. And here I would get fined and then possibly even fired or reprimanded for doing that. And then it would lose all integrity as a broadcaster, theoretically, to be able to garner any other business because now my word is crap. That doesn't work for these people. You can lie on Twitter over and over and mislead people to make decisions that benefit you, and there's no recourse for that. There's no law against that.
Right. Well, and that's interesting because you're right. That there's a really easy, when you go to the Section 230 analysis, there's a really easy, one step over that says, well, if we're just hosting the information, kind of like a chat board or like a bulletin board, right? You just post information on there and we're not in charge or responsible for it. And then you can take a very hands-off approach. But obviously this is the opposite of what they want to do. As a social media company, they want to maintain that integrity, right? And so they have devoted resources to creating algorithms to sift some of this stuff out, and then obviously having people that are available to then review those flagged items. And so it's really interesting because they could very much take that approach, right? They could take the approach of, hands off. We don't want to touch this. We don't want to review it. They've done the opposite. And the state's argument that this is a common carrier is also interesting. There was one tagline from Justice Thomas in there where he was trying to relate it to a public forum. And again, that's something we've talked about in the past with some of these other internet service provider cases is, well, social media is like a town square or a public forum where everybody can post their ideas and have these free exchanges as long as it's not disruptive. And then basically at that point, it just has to be, not some type of illegal speech. And I've been saying that for years. I thought that was a natural progression, but only one justice brought a question about that, and that was Justice Thomas. And it was, why should we not treat this like an open forum? Why should we not treat this as a situation where you have to have a content neutral statute that is narrowly tailored and leaves ample opportunities for people to speak?
I would ask him at this point, where would that have been before social?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would ask him. Where would that have been before social? Tell me where that is. Where did people do that? The town square?
Right.
Where you got to go there and scream at the top of your lungs that you don't agree with this political outlook? I mean, so that 45 people walking by can walk by and call you crazy as you stand on the corner? There's been nothing like this before. There needs to be precedent. There is nothing like this.
Well, and I think
no
that's
way
the
to
problem.
communicate with this many people this instantaneously and swing opinions of people who are highly suggestible. Highly suggestible. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Well, and then you've got algorithms too that target those people. So those same people are getting the same messages over
and over again.
And they're getting that confirmation bias. And so I agree with you. There is no like idea. Justice Kagan kind of jokingly said, we're not the internet experts. Most of us were born long before the internet.
All of them were born long before the internet. Let's not say most. All of them were. Every damn one of them.
I think she said most, but yeah. You're right. And so, because of that, there is a different way you have to think about this case because it is unique. It is not like anything else that we've ever seen. And, to the point of where the states are trying to regulate the type of speech and the type, I think that the real problem is and I'm not generally saying we need more laws in anything, but we need some kind of federal guidance on how these things are going to be done. Because if you've got content in one state and not content in another state, again, you want to talk about confirmation bias. Let's just use Florida as an example. Everybody in Florida gets the exact same message, but everybody else in the rest of the country gets a different message.
Right.
That can create a lot of problems.
Right. I can't buy an ad in a newspaper that's dishonest. Like, I can't spend $100,000 and go to the Orlando Sentinel and say, hey, look, here's $100K. I want this to run above the fold tomorrow and it be a known lie.
Right.
They will not take your money. They will not print it. But on social, I can go right into a crew and with my 10 million followers say something that is completely and utterly erroneous based on complete lies for the sole purpose of making you feel or think or do something that benefits me and me only.
And then in my experience watching the internet from afar is that, sure, all of a sudden you hold a Twitter account accountable. For some strange reason, it's like getting a gremlin wet. It then makes it stronger because why would they censor that? They must be telling the truth.
Yeah.
So
it's wild.
It's now I'm at a loss. I don't know where you go from there.
And you get a bunch of people out there who believe that everything is rigged now. Like, it's not just, they've been told the election was rigged. They've been told they've been cheated the whole night. Now that's filtering over into the rest of their life, and they believe that the entire world is lobbied against them, when in reality, it's not at all. They're just not doing something right. Not working hard enough, not making the right moves. But in reality, you're being told that the world is your problem, that it ain't you. It's everybody else, buddy.
The most shocking thing that most people hear
Unbelievable,
is that whoever it is they think is out to get them is never once even thought about them.
Right, not even close. Not even a little bit.
And
but they've been told that.
That's right.
They've been told that.
So it's interesting. It's an interesting case. I'm really curious to see which direction the court goes on it, because what's also interesting, and this is interesting in my world, is I think that we're going to start to see other states kind of adopt similar laws if the Supreme Court doesn't act. And so that's why normally speaking, when a case gets to the Supreme Court, we've got a bunch of different laws and they conflict, and that the Supreme Court's got to figure it out. This is one of those interesting examples where the Supreme Court's acting now to prevent that from happening, and that doesn't happen very often.
Now, do they have to make a decision just because it made it to them? And I know we got to go real quick, but let me ask, do they have to? Can the Supreme Court say, you know what, we're just going to send this back to the states. You guys make your decisions. That's our decision. Is that every state should decide this individually?
Yeah, and that's they usually give you some instruction. They usually just go back to the states, but usually they give you some instruction. Like,
right.
This is how we're seeing it. You guys figure it out, and then maybe it comes back.
Work within these guidelines, but do it your way.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Ray Trinley here. Again, that's TK Law, one firm for life.com. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. Hang out. We'll be right back with Ray Trinley. Load them up for last call, guys. We have 5 lines open. 407-916-1041. Little call back. Maybe you didn't get on the air today. You want to get something out. Got to make it quick, though. These are fast. 407-916-1041. We'll do last call right after this. All lines open.
Got something to say?
Oh, my God. Don't look, you son of a bitch.
Call now. 407-916-1041. Last call. Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free hard scan.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, everyone. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Lots of sunshine again Tuesday. Temperatures near 79. Wednesday, mid-80s. Looks like a really warm day. Breezy winds as well. Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, clouds roll back in. That ends up being mostly cloudy. We're probably looking at a chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm Saturday into Sunday, with temperatures this weekend that'll be in the upper 70s to near 80 across most of central Florida.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
I recently had the opportunity to visit the Renewal by Andersen showroom and meet Chelsea, Juan, Zach, and the rest of the crew. And apart from their awesome team, is their amazing, unbelievable product. Thanks to windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, you have no idea that 4 lanes of traffic on very busy Lee Road is literally right outside the door. And that's because Renewal by Andersen windows are built with their exclusive Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. Plus, Renewal by Andersen windows are 4.5 inches thick, and that means less noise and better utility bills. Renewal by Andersen products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find anywhere, and they're also transferable if you sell your house. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and/or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
If you keep your money in a bank account, listen up. The banking system is once again under extreme stress, and after last year's banking crisis, the dangers are clearer than ever. Car loans are defaulting, credit card debt is ballooning, commercial real estate is on the brink of collapse. These aren't just red flags. They are the sounds of a financial ticking time bomb. But there is a safe and easy way to protect your financial future. Gold. Gold is outside the government's reach and safe from economic policies that jeopardize your wealth. Gold allows you to lock in today's value in the face of tomorrow's uncertainty. Don't wait for the next headline, crash, or bank run to act. Contact Noble Gold Investments today. As a bonus, they'll give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin as a thank you for opening a qualified account. Just use the promo code GOLD. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com. NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
A real crew capsule, a next-generation space plane, a rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
You know, inflation is running high, and nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why you need to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate. Pick out your favorites. They're all built with impact-resistant glass that gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. All the estimates are always free, and they always give you tons of options, which I love. Not to mention all these products, every one has a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, they have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing. The showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out the windows you love, have them installed by their total pros, and enjoy. It's FASWD.com.
Let's gather around the table and enjoy fine wine, food, and friends. Christner's Prime Steak and Lobster proudly hosts the Free Mark Abbey Wine Dinner on Wednesday, March 13th. Timeless, trusted, and authentic. Free Mark Abbey is esteemed by wine critics and enthusiasts alike for the classically structured Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, and Bordeaux varietal wines, sourced from several of Napa Valley's most pedigreed sites. Call Christner's 407-645-4443 for more information and reservations.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. We are stacked for last call. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that greatly. Big show coming up for you tomorrow. What'd you do that's new? We'll go over Deb's Choice, find out what Jack has to offer for us. Plus, we'll talk to Scott Brown. It's Only Money. Boy, that segment is exploding.
Oh, yeah.
He's already sold out that other March date, so we'll be moving on to our next March date to try to, I say sell that out. I shouldn't say that because they are free.
Yeah, fill them up.
To get people registered for these seminars that he has to kind of get you in a mode where you can save some money and make your life a little better, man. That's all it is. I think people try to complicate that thing, and they hear Warren Buffett talk, and they hear Charlie Munger talk, and they hear these people talk, and they use the word billions and millions, and people are like, oh, that's way over my head. I'm never going to be able to achieve anything like that, but it's just starting, and guys like Scott can give you that good advice, kind of get you that way, and we're going to talk to him tomorrow. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yep.
And Ross.
Believe in yourself.
And, of course, every single Monday, our good friend Ray Trenley drops by to hang out with us, onefirmforlife.com. His offices are right there in Altamont Springs. And got a busy week this week, bud?
It is actually a pretty busy week, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah. Least favorite part of your job depositions, favorite part of your job depositions. Where do they fall?
I think I like depositions. I won't say they're my most favorite, but they're probably pretty close to the top. I do enjoy depositions.
But you do like arguing, though. That's your thing, though, right?
I do.
Lawyers like to argue.
I like being in the courtroom.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your stage. That's what you do.
I don't really, if I could never do any prep work and I could just show up and go on stage, that would be ideal.
And do the movie thing?
The problem is whenever I'm in court, it takes up a colossal amount of time, and that just takes away from my other causes.
I would be, like, we got to get to this thing here. I would be terrified. This would be my most terrifying thing as an attorney. I prepare all day, and I think I've got it. And I pose the first question to the judge, and he counters with a question I don't know the answer to.
It's happened.
That would be horrifying. And everybody in the courtroom is looking at you, the seasoned attorney who's supposed to know everything, and you're frozen solid. Oh, my God. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station, FM 96.9 The Game. Also want to thank friendly attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube
Yeah,
chats.
guys, thank you very much. We appreciate that greatly. Jack, do we have a question of the day, buddy?
Do you find it odd for the mother of a mom-to-be to be in the delivery room?
Let me ask you real quick. Did you hear this today?
I did.
Yeah. Where do you fall on this? Was your wife's mother in the delivery room with you guys?
Both moms were there.
They were both. Were they? What end?
The first one, I think my mom was at the top, and my mother-in-law and I were both at the bottom.
Okay, gotcha.
Holding legs.
Okay.
It was fun.
Where do we fall, Jack?
35% said they find it odd, but that means the majority, 65, say no.
Look, I'm the weirdo. I get it. I get it, Jack. Rub it in.
No, it's not me. It's the people telling you that
It's
shit.
the most beautiful thing you could ever experience.
It's society. Don't worry. No pressure.
Stand up.
Yes, actually, huge show next month. At the end of next month, March 30th, I'm going back in Ocala. I love Ocala. Ocala likes me.
Slow Ocala, get down.
The return.
I'll be back at the Marion Theater. It's going to be a hoot. Much love. March 30th.
The triumphant return to Marion County. I love it.
I'm ready to ride some horses.
All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Angry Eric, last call.
You want to know why I'm so angry, Jim?
Why, buddy?
Well, over the weekend, I decided I wanted to be more like you. But every time I tried to sit like a woman, I'd crush my junk, you son of a bitch.
That was a good one.
Chris, last call.
Yeah, I just want to say I think in a world of free information. Censorship is not really the key. It's more about, parental guidance and that establishment of that bond between your child. We can't censor everything.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly want to lean on the parents of America to do that.
So his advice changed nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicole, last call.
Hey, I've got some advice for you guys.
Yeah.
So don't ever buy a pair of shoes from a drug dealer.
Why?
Well, I did that once, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day.
That's how you do it, Nicole.
With Deb on the assist. Nicely done.
That was a stone cold winner there.
Yeah.
Timing was perfect.
Mike, last call.
Nicole smoked it, didn't she?
She did.
Hey, Trenley, keep your mic hot.
I'm ready.
The Mike Buzzer Larson here. Ray, what do duct tape and beer have in common?
I don't know. What does duct tape and beer have in common?
They dang near fix everything. Quack, dog, give me the buzzer.
More of a little gadget you buy at Cracker Barrel, but
Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
I'm definitely not going to beat the others, but hey, no relation to our own beloved Captain Jack Bradshaw. But I have a friend named Jack who claims he can communicate with vegetables. What do you think, Jim?
I don't believe it.
Well, hey, I think Jack and the Beans talk.
She
my
got
gosh.
you.
She did
Straight
get me.
up
Sick
that
burn.
joke.
All right, what'd you do that's new tomorrow? It's only money tomorrow. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and our buddy Ray Trenley, I am Jim. We follow the new Shookie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the corporate time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
Bye.
It's the damn dentures, y'all.
A corporate time with Tom.